Yeah.
What is going on, everyone? We are back with the
Pound it, motherfuckers.
Marvel Media Podcast.
I am Pounds.
And I am that guy.
And then this is a black dude. That's a black dude. Random dude. It's a random ass black dude. Random black dude showed up again.
Damien is back.
With that weird ass Flash hat.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna care.
Yep. We was gonna talk about something else, but we gotta do the Marvel podcast. Anyway, keep going.
We actually have quite a full slate. And I say that because we're gonna have to try and keep the news kind of short.
Yeah, because we got I Am Groot and
we've got both the 4 episodes of Iron Man that we're covering and 5 episodes of I Am Groot. Now the I Am Groot, we're just gonna kind of generally talk about. It's not gonna be a breakdown.
Right.
They're 4-minute episodes. 5 4-minute episodes. Just go watch the shit.
Yes.
But we're gonna talk about it and actually tear it up.
Yeah, because that's You texted me that, I was like, what? Let's just watch all 4 episodes or 5 episodes, whatever. Let's do it all in one sitting. Better than the Simpsons shit, so that's great.
Everything's better than that Simpsons special.
Yeah, they just said Loki and that's it. Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, so Ralphus, go ahead and hit us with the news.
All right, right off the bat, they said new evidence that Disney may regain theoretical distribution rights to the Hulk in June 2023. How y'all feel about that?
They do?
Yeah, they said they might be able to regain, like saying that they're in talks. Like, calm down, like that, like they're in talks. They're talking to the Universal, because let me tell you, Universal is like the evilest stepchild in the building. Like,
actually, Sony is much worse.
Well, that's because Amy Pascal is just an evil person.
No, so here's the cool thing now.
I want to defend the statement because I'm about to just go ahead and say the same thing, but something different.
Now, see, though, here's the thing: Universal didn't fight Marvel.
Yeah.
All they said was you can't do a solo movie, but you're free to use him in any team up movies.
Right.
Anytime you want him to be a side character or anything like that, he's always allowed to be in there. Sony, for like 15 years, was like, nope, Spider-Man's ours.
And
nope,
Amy's
Spider-Man's
just an evil person, man. She got that.
We're about to lose our rights to Spider-Man. Let's do the Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, we're about to lose our rights to Spider-Man again. Let's start making these lame-ass Venom movies. Like, they're making things just so they don't lose the rights.
Right.
And it's bullshit.
And then what's so sad, I
hate him.
Into the Spider-Verse, and that was Amy Pascal. And when I see that, I just want to regurgitate. It's like you just see Pascal pictures.
Now, let's also be real about Into the Spider-Verse, okay?
No, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's a good movie.
Into the Spider-Verse is a
hell of a good movie.
movie.
Won an Oscar for that bitch. I love
it. But you're also
comparing
it to every other Marvel animated movie.
Right.
Marvel has a horrible history
compared to DC
for movies, animated movies. Horrible. Whereas DC...
Like, I can watch
DC
that
is about 95% solid. They might have a bad movie here or a bad movie there.
Justice League Apocalypse. Woo! That was sexy. I can watch that all day.
Like, I'll tell you, like, I'll even tell you now, one of the things I was most looking forward to, actually I ended up being one of the most disappointed for, was The Killing Joke.
Really?
No, because when you actually watch it, like I said, I really don't care about the introduction of Batgirl and Bruce on the roof having sex this day. Get to what I want to see.
Right. I don't know. That was kind of one of
the ending is what killed it for me. Yeah. The ending is what.
Oh, they started laughing.
Because it was no.
There was no ending. You don't know if either of them won. They just laugh at each other, and then it fades to black, and
then it fades into a.
But even then, even their one-off stupid, silly shit that DC does is always super solid. I mean, you look at Batman Ninja, has nothing to do with anything going on anywhere else.
So good,
but it's a solid fucking movie.
And the Batman where they were fighting Jack the Ripper, what the hell? Like, well, wow. Like,
and the other one,
Batman Gas.
That's Gotham by Gaslight's an actual comic series, though.
Okay, cool.
But the one I like more than anything else is when they changed the interpretation of Superman, Batman.
Yep.
I love that one. Like, that was one of the best ones too.
But yeah, they don't.
But yeah, I do think that plays into the Spider-Verse being as good as it is. Again, it is a solid movie regardless.
Watch it all the time.
But when you're looking at the overall structure of what Marvel's done animation movie-wise, I'm not saying like their shows or nothing. They've had a bunch of solid shows.
Yeah.
But their animated movies are just not quite there. Not quite there.
So back to what we were talking about. No, realistically, I want you to understand this. Do you realize Marvel will lose more money if they win against Universal?
Hell yeah! Oh, I know. Oh, Universal's been around longer than Marvel.
Not even that. So let's talk
let's
go by money wise. Let's look at the big bucks right here. So production, merchandise, and everything. Disney, Marvel would not get that much money. They would be losing.
Right, because Universal has a tight grip on it.
You know, they have like the actual one set. Because I personally feel like if y'all gonna do a movie, I want to one from before they even touch down. I need the one back in Harlem. I want that Hulk. I love that.
I love that.
Hulk.
That 2003?
Yeah, 2000.
Yeah, that Hulk. Which I thought that Hulk was cold too. When it just said Hulk.
I love the story
That was cold.
and everything else. I love.
You talking about is it Ang Lee?
No, I thought it was like David something.
Y'all talking about
Because he's talking about the 2000-2005 Hulk or 4 that movie.
the movie itself.
Yeah, isn't that Ang Lee's Hulk?
Yeah, I do.
I think it is. Might be.
So here's the thing. I think that's the one where
They reference it all the time.
because he like runs through the jungle and shit in it, doesn't he?
Yes.
Right, that's the only one they reference in the Avengers movie. Hey, I
Oh, yeah, that's it.
I saw what happened in New York and everything else.
Talk about this one?
That shit.
No.
That's not it.
No, we need the second Hulk movie.
Yeah.
Not that piece of crap.
No, yeah, I know. I seen the
That falls to me underneath the same category as Daredevil and Catwoman.
No, so here's the thing.
That weird little,
Here's the
Hulk
thing.
toy.
I actually like this movie.
Okay.
I don't think it's great.
Okay.
I don't think it's even good compared to like Edward Norton's Hulk.
If
anything, I already had Edward Norton's Hulk.
Hulk is canon in the Marvel cinema.
Yeah.
Because again, they speak about it. Even when you watch
Yeah, it's
Tony
Edward Norton,
Khan
yeah.
and they spread it open.
Is that the one you were talking about though?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the one with
But
that
that
one.
right there would be
Yeah.
the best one for me.
I can watch that shit.
That is the best one. So here's the thing. I actually thought Eric Bana did a great job as Bruce Wayne.
That's the name. Right.
I had no problem. Huh?
You mean Banner?
No, his name is Eric Bana.
Banner.
But you said Bruce Wayne.
Oh, my bad.
You said Bruce Wayne.
There's a
Caught
my
that
bad.
on camera. Hell yeah, record that shit.
Bruce Banner. Whatever.
David
Uh,
Banner.
I thought he did a great job as Bruce, not Bruce. David.
This Banner.
Banner.
Yeah, just go Banner. Fuck
For
it.
fuck's sake. Now you guys have got me confused.
That's why I didn't want to say that. I got to say, is Eric Banner? Like, who is this?
But as far as the actual usage of Hulk in that movie, I think is bad.
Yeah,
I think he looks
butchered
kind
him.
of cartoonish.
Toonies? That's what we said.
His
That's
size.
Toonie.
He was one side, then got bigger, then came back down. It was
It's like he was not supposed to be put there. It's like he was placed there weirdly.
Because you actually look at the stage of it, they had it as like a comic book scale. Some of it was like that. I personally feel like I like Norton as
Norton will
Banner.
always
To me,
just be that
when
clown.
you actually look at him, even in the comic books, Banner was a small frame man. and
Yep,
everything
supposed to be
else.
small, and then turn to this steroid, hulked up looking thing from hell.
I still think Ruffalo plays my favorite Bruce. Period. I love Edward Norton. Don't get me wrong. But for the timelines and the way things are working out, I just think Ruffalo kills the older Banner role
Because
really
that's what he's
well.
going to be portraying in She-Hulk is an old
I just
Banner.
wish the Hulk from
Ragnarok.
that movie was the Hulk we get in the MCU because he
Yeah,
was
well, I really want
big,
that Hulk from
he
Ragnarok,
was
to be honest.
vicious.
It's everything because they said it's literally when you look at him. I believe the Hulk. I believe that it wasn't fake. I mean, you look at him when he came out that scene and you hear Ross said, "She gets to see what he looks like now," and he just busts through. Hit that grass.
Hit that grass. Little
Everything
superhero
is
landing,
like-
drop.
yeah,
Like,
Now,
man.
by the way, I love that we're talking about this. Like the Hulk came up, so I've been reading more comics this week. I haven't been reading like crazy over the last 2 weeks like I was beforehand because I've been able to bring my PlayStation into work.
That's
So I haven't had I've had my attention turned elsewhere. But I did read several throughout the week, and I've actually gotten to the point now where everybody knows the Hulk is Banner.
finally.
And they've all seen them transform from Hulk back into Banner.
Oh, triple finally.
And
Wow.
what's funny
Damn.
is when it first happens, Ross actually tries to help him.
I can see that. I can kind of see it. You know, like it's like.
So
a,
I'm
it's like a
curious
plot
as to
twist.
when this changes because now they've all. I'm following the list that we were going off of, and I'm now back into Iron Man and what he's going through and dealing with. Iron Man and Thor. Thor currently right now mainly.
Right.
Like I just read the first issue where Ego shows up.
Whoa.
And it was actually in Thor. It wasn't even Guardians of the Galaxy. So I'm curious on how Guardians pulled that into their little thing as opposed to it being a Thor thing.
Wait.
Because
Okay.
again, in the galaxy, Thor basically is.
But Iron Man saw him first. Okay.
No, Thor.
Thor. My bad. Wow.
Thor's the first one. He beat Ego so bad. Ego said Ego. And I know this is gonna be bullshit, and he'll eventually come back. But at the end of the issue, he's like, I'm sealing myself in my own little section. Nobody's gonna come in. Nobody's gonna get out. I can't suffer a defeat like that again.
You know what? That's like how it was in Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 2. Like he was just in a random ass little area. It's like, hold up, you right here.
Like I said, Guardians of the Galaxy shows they out in the universe. They out there. Thor is basically out there anyway, so he's going to run across them anyway.
I think it's pretty cool that they're all out there though. They're just
and Odin finally gave his blessing for him to marry Jane, and now Jane's off doing something. I'm getting like stories are finally coming around to where we want them, where I wanted them from the beginning. It just took some time to get there, but yeah, I'm still enjoying the comics, y'all. We're not talking about them very much, but
yeah, Amy Pascal can go die in a hole. They're making a Bad Bunny El Muerte. Please don't do this.
No, they're going to. You're getting the El Muerte. A guy that showed up literally in one issue of a comic in the entire series of Spider-Man is getting his own movie.
His own movie. And Bad Bunny's like, oh,
do you know why he's getting his own movie?
Why?
So that they can't lose the rights.
Because it's going to what, next year?
They got to put out at least one movie every 3 years. If they go for a 4-year span without a movie coming out, they lose the rights.
And it's funny, we know this type of play. This is why it's funny. It's like, we know their playbook. And it's like, yo, what we got, guys? We're going to throw, I don't know, fucking...
I think it's 4. Is it 4 or 6 years?
We're going to throw Lizard Man out there.
For the rights.
Yeah, for they lose everything.
I think it's 4 years.
So it's like, we're going to throw Lizard Man in like the next 5 years. And then Lizard Man's going to fight Venom. I'm like, oh, shit. Here we go. We're going to get like 5 more Venoms out this bitch.
But I need them to calm down on like all these villain-based movies so that we can have some villains for Spider-Man to fight in the MCU.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to introduce the world to some of these villains. That, like I said, I can't wait to see Kraven. I want to see Kraven. I want to see what they actually do with him.
I don't.
Sure.
Dude,
sure.
Kraven is the only villain in Spider-Man's entire lore.
But that's fine.
When I see an issue's coming up with him, I go, oh, fuck.
Because we knew he was a piece of shit.
He's just boring to me.
Yeah, he's boring.
Okay, so again.
And now you're talking about a serum.
You're going to talk about the MCU can do compared to the comics. They're going to spice him up. They're going to probably make him a mutant.
As a matter of
fact,
my favorite iteration ever of Kraven the Hunter is the Ultimate Universe, because he gets his ass beat. He's shown for the fraud that he is quickly.
He got beat up. I think Osborn beat him up right in the front.
No, in the Ultimate Universe, Kraven comes in doing the whole, I got my own show, I'm going to do this. Spider-Man beats him in like 4 panels.
4 panels.
Beats the shit out of him.
That's how long it takes.
And then he's like, I'm not as good as I thought I was. And Spider-Man's like, you're right.
But the best one I loved, I guess, not even growing up watching Spider-Man and Amazing Friends, it was the Spectacular Spider-Man. And you watch his history and origin, how he came about. That was beautiful. And he literally was giving Spider-Man the business on that one. Like, he was handling. But you also got to give Spider-Man, too, who didn't know how to actually fight and how to use his power realistically.
I think my problem with Kraven is the same thing I have a problem with, honestly, a lot of villains I'm noticing in the Marvel Universe.
Early ages of Marvel?
I feel like a lot of villains are all being based around, in the comics, currently right now in the 60s. Everybody's trying to come up with their own super soldier serum to match Cap. And they end up getting these weird powers that make them fucking ravaged beasts.
But it's realistically, just think about this. And I literally had this conversation a few years ago with my son. And we was watching G.I. Joe. And they were talking about nanotechnology. From Justice League Unlimited, everything you talk about. So the serum itself, you're right. That was the golden thing to have in Marvel back in the day. Everybody was doing, even the Hulk talked about it. Everybody talked about that one serum. Yeah, so, and Stan Lee kept making everybody animals too.
Yeah, we're animal fetish.
Like, no, it was more so.
Spider-Man's characters, enemies was animals.
Spider-Man, I love the story of how Spider-Man even came about from Stan Lee.
Oh, I could listen to that story all day.
Because
nobody wanted it.
Stan Lee, it wasn't originally going to be Spider-Man. It was going to be a bee or something like that.
Because he was throwing out topics and they were saying, no, we don't want this. So he had to throw them into a whole issue altogether.
So then he finally came up with the idea of Spider-Man. Right. And then everybody that was working with him was like, no, we're not putting that out. That's not going to happen.
Yeah,
he's like,
throw him in Amazing Fantasy.
Well, how about we put him in Amazing Fantasy and see how it goes?
That's so stupid.
They put the story in Amazing Fantasy. It takes the fuck off. People love
off.
it, and obviously now Spider-Man's the biggest Marvel property.
Right, because he had sneaking in there too. Because at first like he could just like take
what surpassed it though? Because I'm pretty sure Spider-Man's still their front runner as far as sales.
Deadpool now?
Has Deadpool passed him?
Deadpool.
Literally, and I don't say this too. If you
probably since Ryan Reynolds took over and did the thing.
No, that's really
Deadpool's taken over.
Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. He ain't playing nothing else.
When it first came out, any cartoon you have man watch, even the watch the end of it, they always show Marvel. You always see Spider-Man's face right there. It's no longer that anymore.
So now it's Deadpool.
And Deadpool is literally the face now because again, like you said, Ryan Reynolds helped that. And for people who didn't know anything about Deadpool, he literally is that.
I would say I was one of those people. I wasn't a huge in the know of Deadpool until Ryan Reynolds, and then I started looking more into him, and I really started.
And just behind the scenes, like Ryan Reynolds had to give up his own money for the people.
I still probably don't have Deadpool in my personal top 5 as far as what I get into more, but I still again Marvel. The MCU has done so much to expand my interest in the Marvel. I'm wanting DC to do the same thing for me because right now I'm still like Batman and everybody else can eat a dick because
Joker,
we don't give a fuck about Joker.
I use them two different instances.
No. I'm talking about Batman and his rogue gallery has always been
about Gotham. He's talking about Gotham and everybody else can just go fly off.
But everybody else, I'm just like, they all suck. Fuck them. But
right.
I want
you're not getting me interested and want to watch this. Why would I care?
But I want DC to get to that point like Marvel's at.
Well, is that 10 years? 10 years like that.
Where, because again, you look at most of the people that started off in the MCU, your Iron Man, Captain America, fucking Thor. All these people were people that most of my life I've spent going, who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? And then the MCU has put these people in a different light for me, and now I'm going back and reading the comics and realizing how good these character arcs are. Right. I could do the same with DC, but that's a lot more time and fucking trouble.
All right, I'm gonna probably do this last bit of news. Like I know we gotta get to like Iron Groot other things. I'm just gonna tie this into 3 of them. We have Maddie Franklin, Mary Parker, who gave birth to baby Peter Parker, and we have Adam Scott playing young Uncle Ben in the new Madam Web series.
Yeah, I see they
fucking
announced the casting.
Yeah, they announced the casting on the Madam Web. They said also that they got pictures of Shailene Woodley in there, and it's
they've also cast the dude that's supposed to be Peter's actual dad.
Really?
Yeah, I was reading about it. So here's the thing: I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
So I was going back to Spider-Man. Oh, this is gonna be one hell of a bad segue because let's go Sony. Madam Web # Madam Web, guys.
Can I? Here's you want to know where I think Marvel fucked up. They could have fixed their whole problem with the Spider-Man situation, kind of. Let's be real. Most of us at this point want to see Miles in a fucking movie. Yep. We want to see him in the MCU.
I really don't give 2 fucks about Peter's parents.
Well, no, it's not even that. Here's the thing. As much as I would love for Peter to stick around in the MCU and whatnot, Sony is a pain in the ass.
And eventually he's going to go back.
When they created Miles, they should have not given him the name Spider-Man. They should have not put him technically in the Spider-Man universe because that automatically makes it Sony's property.
Yeah,
they should have just called him Miles. If they would have just been like, yeah, this is Miles, he could still have the black Spider-Man suit that he wears. He can still have the powers because his powers are even pretty different.
I don't think better than Peter Parker.
It's actually been more enhanced now. It's like
right, they look more enhanced than Peter Parker.
The only thing Peter has on him is experience and I think overall strength.
And that's
the overall strength isn't even by that much.
Actually, again, Miles right now because right now his age.
That's what I said. Really, I would say his experience.
His strength. He should be matching Peter now.
Because he got like the electrical shits that he be doing, man.
Not even with that now. His dad even got more powerful.
Now. Wow.
He can absorb energy and shoot it back out.
Yep. Well, we saw that in the video game. In the video game, you can see it.
Basically, if Spider-Woman and Spider-Man made a baby, we get Miles.
Yeah, Miles Morales, motherfucker.
Because that's Spider-Woman's thing is energy webs. Anyways.
Really? Yes. But yeah, they're talking. Oh, we got Joe Carpenter coming too. So
I honestly hate the fact Spider-Woman is Spider-Woman because she doesn't really have spider powers.
Right.
So I never understood why she got that name.
They need the female.
And we fucking with Madam Web. We need Madam Web in MCU. We need Madam Web in MCU.
They have a good female counterpart. Her name is Silk.
Why?
Bro, Madam Web in MCU?
Why?
Why not? Why would you not want to have it? Why would you not? Oh, come on. Come on. If it will fit.
There's so many people I would actually go with more.
And I'll take Silk too.
Spider.
I just think Silk's fucking sexy.
Hey man, it's like Black Cat. Anyway, which I can't wait. I want, you know what? I'll go see that shit. Black Cat still for sale. I'll see that shit all day.
I thought they probably doing Black Cat.
Nope, they keep trying to push this Madam Web shit out. They're putting that on the back burner right now.
Here's the thing. Obviously, we all want Spider-Man in the MCU.
Of course, yeah.
I feel like compared to every other hero in the MCU, though, Spider-Man's the one that can actually do with having his own universe. I would like it to run parallel to the MCU and him dip in sometimes, do some things, kind of like how it is in the comics. Because I mean, he's involved in huge story arcs,
but then he'll come back to his.
But
own
a lot of
thing,
times he's on his own. People come in.
He's on this literally by himself half the time.
And I say that because there's so much that can go into Spider-Man. With again, the man like Sony doesn't realize. Well, actually, I think they do realize how good they've got at having this fucking property.
This is a money maker. This is your child. This is your money maker.
But the problem is they ain't hiring anybody that can write worth a damn.
Nope.
They ain't hiring most people because they can even act worth a damn for the roles that they're casting them for.
You know what's bad? Let that next Spider-Man movie be ass, and you're really gonna see some.
The next Spider-Man movie won't be ass.
No, I'm not just saying. I know. Whoa, hell no, that's gonna be God.
Feige's controlling it still.
Right, Feige's like the daddy. You gotta come to stepdad to get that green light.
Everybody who's coming into the universe, but you're not having the main person. That's my problem.
That's the big problem they got. But.
Right, and all these villains and Mandarin and all this shit.
At the end of the day, what I would be okay with is if Miles gets introduced in the next movie.
Yeah, we can slowly start building this character up.
We can send Tom and regular old Peter Parker back to the Sony universe,
and we keep
let Miles be the future Spider-Man of the MCU.
Yep. Start out like having. Do you want him to be like that Spider-Man trainee, or do you want him to start like human and then?
Introduce him in the next Spider-Man movie.
Right.
The MCU is doing.
Right. Okay. I thought maybe like we go years
and then maybe
he's training.
And honestly, I would love to see that movie end with maybe Peter getting sucked into whatever wormhole sends him off to wherever he's got to go. The Sony universe.
And that would be. The next movie, that would be how Spider-Man tries to save the other Spider-Man.
If they do it, but I want Jackson to get him in his uniform.
Yeah, I need him in his uniform.
Like I said, I want Miles to have the traditional costume.
That black and orange.
Or something happened, out of taste. We want you to be your own person. This is a uniform for you. And he actually get his black and red uniform.
Like something snatches Peter Parker up. He's like, Peter? And that's how we start the next Spider-Man movie. And now that's going to probably cause some hate. You might get some rants.
Matter of fact, the next movie can be called Spider-Man: Miles from Home. Let's go.
Yeah.
Nah, I know the From Home series are
right. Miles is coming here. Here comes Miles. Just give me Miles. Jamie Foxx even said it. He said, "Is there a black Spider-Man?" He was like, "Hopefully one day, goddammit." He said, "Is there a black one?" Maybe. The Pascal's not being evil. Anyway.
Anyways,
that's it. We could probably. Unless you got anybody else got something.
The last little bit of news I did want to talk about, I just wanted to bring up. I think a part of the news we got to keep in mind is the competition as well. It's not technically competition to me because, again, I want DC to succeed. I love though that DC has come out and announced that they're going to do their own 10-year plan.
Yeah, he said it. He said he took inspiration on Kevin Feige. I said, wow. Okay.
I still think what they need to do is start the DCEU with the Batman. The Batman.
Yeah,
Pat Robinson's Batman should be your Batman moving forward in the DCEU.
Next, 4 or 5 movies.
And I think you need to recast everyone. And when I mean recast everone, Gal Gadot needs to go.
Unfortunately, she got to go.
Henry Cavill needs to go.
Well, I mean, he never come back to that bitch.
Yeah, he's actually talked about wanting to.
Oh fuck. Bro,
and I say that because you can't keep mixing in these people that were in the Snyderverse in with the DCEU if you want the DCEU being taken seriously. You either need to let the Snyderverse run and let them do their thing.
Right, and
that's the whole thing. The Snyderverse doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
Yeah, everybody's fired or quit.
No, they literally said they're not going. As much people want to write, much people want to
Ain't that some shit?
I actually think. I think too many people are praising a very mediocre Snyderverse. And I say very mediocre because there was one good movie in that entire Snyderverse, and it wasn't even released in its original form until 3 years later after.
Yep, saw it on HBO Max, and that was it.
The Snyder cut of Justice League is fantastic. fantastic.
Oh
I did
God,
not
that
ever
was
think I could
great.
sit down for a 4-hour movie, and I pulled it off and was not entertained once. The
This-
whole
that
fucking
was-
thing is fantastic.
Even the post-credit scene, Martian Manhunter.
Well, think about it. If realistically, they did the same thing what they did for Superman 2. You have the original one they had, and then a couple years later, you came out with the original movie, the ideas, and everything else. So Snyder did the same thing for that.
Just Jesus, man. Yeah,
But
you gotta take them.
But you're right. If they're gonna start fresh, your flagship should be the Batman, Cape Crusader, and then you work from there.
Right.
Right.
And I'm not saying it necessarily needs to be your flagship. I'm just saying that's a good starting point because it's already out. Right. And they know they want to do more
With Robert
Pattinson Batman movies.
And that's
so
fine.
if you want to
That's
do
fine.
that and you want to push the DCEU, let that be the start.
This is your thing right here. This is your jump off point right here.
But you also need to find somebody else to do the writing because I'm going to tell you now.
Oh God, that next one.
Superman as a character in the Snyderverse is a absolute piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a moody bastard.
And is absolute trash. Not how Superman's portrayed in the comics at all.
I was gonna say, give me Superman from the animated series.
At least let me hate you for being you and not hate you because you're not you.
Right, That's the thing. Like Nick will hate you for being you. No, you hate him because he's literally a moody bastard. They all tell him, like, I don't want this power. Damn.
No, dude, it's the little things. It's the little things. Like making out with Lois over the ashes of dead bodies.
Yeah, that was.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that was bad. That was Man of Steel.
It was.
Man of Steel was a.
There was so many things wrong with that.
Oh God.
The fact that
if people like that shit,
Superman isn't even in it to save people.
No, he wasn't. At the end, now.
And that is his whole thing in the comics.
Yeah, he's never saved people.
The S on his chest stands for hope.
And Snyder took it and shit
on. Yeah, then we get the
Snyder,
BBS. It's like, what the
and then that's my secondary complaint with DC's, at least the Snyderverse, the way Snyder has done it. You have literally made an entire universe where nobody likes who they are. Not a single person. I can understand. I can understand Batman kind of being like, I hate being a hero, but I feel like I have to do it.
He's the only one that should be moody as fuck.
But everybody hates who they are.
Yeah, Aqua, Batman, Flash, Batman.
No, even Wonder Woman, who technically got trained to be this hierarchy, this powerful being, this beacon of light.
And she hates it.
She hid the whole time.
Yeah, she hid. Ain't that a bitch? She hid.
Like he said, where were you at? All this stuff is happening. Where were you at? At least he's out here. At least he died for something that he wanted to do.
And they go, and the way how they wrote her.
And I think that's what. I think other than allowing people to, grow attachment to the characters, I think that's another thing Marvel succeeded at.
Yeah.
In the MCU, 99% of the people that become heroes love becoming heroes. We watch them get their powers and love life, even if it means eventually shit starting to suck.
Well, shit, like
you look at Iron Man. Tony Stark, when he first was learning how to fly, dude, he was like, whoa! Like he fucking loved it.
Yep.
You look at Spider-Man throughout most of the first time you see, dude, when his first appearance is in Civil War. And even though he was fighting against other heroes, he was having a good time. He was like, this is fucking fantastic. You remember that
thing from Star Wars? Yeah, he's from the young side. You're like, yeah, we're gonna rebel. Good job, bam!
Ant-Man. Ant-Man. He starts off scared as fuck.
Ant-Man's right.
But that makes sense. When all of a sudden you're shrinking and you have no clue what the fuck's going on.
Right.
But he learns to love being Ant-Man. He loves having that power.
I thought that was gonna be the first flop. I swear to God, I thought Ant-Man was gonna be their first flop, man. Jesus Christ.
The only two people that don't love being the heroes that they are the Hulk, which is comic accurate.
That's supposed to be, yeah.
Comic accurate. He hates being the Hulk.
He hates it.
Or Moon Knight, which Moon Knight also makes sense. He's got mental issues.
Right.
Whatever.
Like even Thor likes being Thor. What the hell? He loves that shit.
Like I said, then you have also, like I said, when you go from Black Panther, traditionally, it's an honor.
Yeah, that's tradition.
Like you said, it's the difference in loving it, but taking on the actual helm. Because it's
and that's the thing Marvel has brought in too. Now you brought that helmet into it.
And Marvel is full of heroes, at least the MCU.
Right.
Marvel is full of heroes that want to help people.
Hell, even
they want to go out there and put their lives on the line to save people. DC's got one person that does that, and that's fucking Wonder Woman. Okay, otherwise, everybody else is like, I hate my job.
Even Aquaman has hated himself.
I got something for you, and I saw this other day, and I was reading it. Have you ever looked at Sam's shield?
What is that? Sam's shield. Yeah.
It's not the same as Caps, right?
Yeah, it's different. Very different.
But the theories going around is that Steve went to Wakanda and had the shield made specifically for Sam.
I can see that.
And then with his father, if you look at Civil War, when he's speaking to his son, because Steve gave him the information, let him know that you're going to die, but your son is going to take over and be one of the greatest heroes out there. Because if you look at Cap's shield, because it got broken,
right? Or
when they went back in time and that timeline, you never talk about it.
So you think he maybe talked to
he talked to them and everything else. Look at the design of the shield and everything
right.
else. It's not the same as Cap's.
No.
And
no.
And he literally says it when he hands the shield to him. I had the shield for you.
Okay.
And
okay. I get that one. I see wow. Yeah. That would be new thing for Captain America 4.
Going back to heroes who enjoy being heroes, I guess the last little bit of news. Next week, She-Hulk starts.
Yeah. And she's in love with this shit.
And dude, she is one of those people, and this is how it is in the comics too. She gets the She-Hulk powers. She prefers to be in her She-Hulk form.
Yeah, she
spends
she's
more
one
time.
Of many that actually wants to stay.
She spends more time in her She-Hulk form in the comics and probably in this upcoming show than she does in her human form.
I'd be weird if she was not in her
Because
the
form. Fact of it is, in her human form, she was not looked at.
She was a nobody.
And yet, I like how it's showing that her confidence. She-Hulk represents the confidence that she had in her. Realistically, let's think about it. She could have been still small. Not like how
it's also woman empowerment to the upteenth degree.
Yeah,
like,
so you might see some crazy shit on this one.
So, like you said, in the comics, they talked about her being really sexual. That's her freedom. The things that she couldn't do.
Dating and all that shit.
And in the comics, She-Hulk's a hoe, and I love it, and I cannot wait to see it transposed into fucking live action form.
Pick the guy up, go back home, man. I'm like, go ahead, girl, do your day. Like you said,
she's wearing those sexy dresses and shit. It's like, you look real different. Like, yeah, I know. She's got the hair down and everything. Like, she's like, yeah, you look completely different. Like, oh, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
I don't know how.
Even Miss Marvel was liking her shit. Yeah, like, come on,
everybody
was liking her shit. Yeah, but
she's like one of the. She didn't lose her heart. She still has everything.
She's still herself at the end.
She still got her mindset.
And she actually gained her parents' support by the end of it. And that's what I love the most about it.
Her support that she was a superhero. And then I like how I said, duh, we know you are. Like, okay. Like, damn. Like, yeah, we knew you were a superhero. But, yeah. That's all been news besides that, all that crap.
All right, so we're going to actually start off with I Am Groot.
Yeah, let's go. All right.
There were 5 episodes. 5 episodes. And now the way they did it is a little weird.
I like the book you read.
The reason why it's a little weird on how they did it is usually when a show comes out, it's you go into that show and they list the episodes. This was done in the traditional Disney Pixar short version where each episode's just its own thing.
Yeah, it's its own thing. Which I don't mind that. I mean, because Groot could do anything. Right.
Oh, it didn't bother me.
No. Yeah, I know. Probably like
it's just weird compared to what I'm used to from them. It's on the Disney side,
right?
Or not on the Disney, on the Marvel side.
Because 1 minute Groot's doing this, next minute I said, okay, they treat him like a cartoon character, so that's kind of interesting, I guess. That's pretty interesting. Looks like Sophie. He is a cartoon character. We love Groot. Give me a T-shirt that says.
So they had 5 episodes. They had Groot's First Steps, which is so basically all 5 of these shorts take place in between the post-credit scene of Guardians 1.
Yep.
And the next time you see him, whatever the next.
Introduction of Guardians 2, right there.
Right, before he starts doing that dancing shit. Yes. Yeah. Which I like how all that's in that. Yeah, I like that.
So we have Groot's First Steps, which is pretty much his entire life inside the pot of his little planter. That we see him dancing at the end of Guardians 1.
That's pretty interesting that they start. I like how they started with that because I didn't know where they were going. I said, we started with the plant itself from the first movie. Okay, that's what's up.
And then the next episode is the little guy.
Yep.
Which is him kind of discovering the difference of size for things. Like, he starts off kind of being picked on by this bird that takes over this thing that he took 5 minutes to make.
Right.
And then he turns around and kind of uses that same energy against a smaller species that lives in the dirt until he accidentally steps on them.
Yeah, he did kill some.
He didn't kill any of them. If you notice, when he stepped on him, he freaked out. He put the rock over him, and then at the very end of the episode, they all popped back out of the ground.
Okay, because I was like, yo, I said, roll credits. He did it.
Like I said, he has his moments.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite episode is the third one, Groot's Pursuit. And that's the dance-off episode.
The dance-off, yeah.
I love that episode. I love the way it ends because he dances the thing over to the airlock and then he pops the airlock. I am Groot.
Walk away and shit.
And there goes the airlock. Bye.
And
the next one, Groot takes a bath, which is the Chia Pet Groot episode.
That's my best one.
By the way, I loved when he did the classic dress with the wig.
Oh yeah, the wig.
He's like walking around.
Everything about that one.
I was like, dude.
Since and then they came out.
And my second favorite episode is actually the finale.
Yes.
And there's a reason.
The finale really brought it back. Brought it back, to be honest.
There's a reason I loved Magnum Opus so much as a father. I actually related to Rocket.
Yes, I felt
Rocket. Well, that was the start of Rocket and them being.
It's the only one that has any of the other Guardians in it. Drax is technically in it, but he's like a silhouette of himself taking a shower. He doesn't talk, so it's not actually Batista voicing him or anything. But Bradley comes back as Rocket.
Bradley Cooper loves playing this damn character, man. Shit, he loves it.
But it was so sweet watching Groot do all of these things just to make a family picture.
Yep.
And it was touching. I was like,
"Oh!" The final episode brought it home. I said, "Okay, all this for." Family.
So it shows he does love the group he's with.
Hell yeah.
Even if he is a bratty little child that grows into an even brattier fucking teenager.
Like you see in Infinity War, I am Groot.
You need to clean your room. I am Groot.
You need to put that game down. We're being serious.
I enjoy that very well. Again, we spoke about this in growth. That's what I love about Marvel too. Especially the MCU. They have shown the growth of the characters itself.
You see it.
And honestly, this is one of those things where I love these. I'm going to rank them high.
I know.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Ooh, I got you.
Okay.
But I feel like these should have come out 5 years sooner.
Yeah.
I feel like these should have come out around the time Infinity War and stuff was dropping.
Because it would have been there it is. And it would have made very impact when he got
there is more growth for Groot
right.
in this series of 5 4-minute shorts than there is in any amount of time for his character from baby Groot to teenage Groot in the movies.
Because that would have been cool to actually see that way when he did poof.
Like
it would have made his
impact
a lot.
Physically, he sprouts up super quick in the movies,
right?
And he's a teenager doing his thing. But these 5 episodes, each one, it's developing him as a character.
Well, this is
even more.
This is the thing too. What people don't realize, his species, even when they were younger, they actually could talk. It's when they got older is when they start losing their verbiage.
I wouldn't mind love seeing that.
That would probably been more innocent. That would probably been more like understanding, especially if he was trying to actually communicate with his life and everything else. I feel it came out now is because they probably feel this is what they need right now.
Which that's fine. I just wish that man.
But
okay.
And I just wanted to kind of break down the character development a little bit, right? So you look at the very first episode, Groot's first steps. Mm-hmm. He's a very bratty little kid inside of a potted plant. He gets his base cracks.
Yep.
So he gets pushed to the side, and they bring in a bonsai plant to replace where he was at.
That was an asshole thing to do.
The machine doesn't realize that Groot is actually a living
right.
Sentient. Right, he's alive.
So Groot tries to take it out on this tree.
Yep. That's what the fuck I would have did. Like, bitch, what? I don't give a damn about that machine.
Again, he's a child.
Exactly.
He doesn't understand all of this, so he's super pissed. Exactly. He's like, I've been replaced. This isn't cool.
Right. I'm about to beat this thing to death.
He eventually knocks him and the plant off the shelf together.
Yep, they both fall.
And then Groot realizes at that point he has legs and he can walk. We actually watch him learn how to walk very quickly.
Right there. Yes. So how smart this thing is.
But then he goes on to take care of the plant.
Yep. Right. Takes care of that bitch. That's crazy.
You look at the little guy, and he's picked on.
Yep.
Turns around, takes being picked on, uses it to pick on something else that's smaller than him.
And then turns that around, and then.
But then he sees the joy.
Sees the joy of it
that comes from these creatures when they get that leaf, and I thought it was so adorable. The little creatures were crying when they had the leaf. They're like, "Oh my god, all this food!"
Best feeling ever.
And you see Groot's face light up like.
Right.
They're super happy.
Yeah, 360.
And he runs to grab a bunch of leaves.
Right.
To give to these people that he realizes love this as a food source, and then he accidentally steps on him, feels bad, tries to cover up, runs away. That's a kid thing.
Like, oh shit! I killed 5 of them.
No, it really is. It really is, especially when a child really understand and see the reaction. Again, we all have done it. When your child comes up to you and give you something, and you let them know that I enjoy it, it's like the shine, the whole love on their face. You're right. Right. That's what it does. I feel like certain things need to be in this world. That innocent 5 minutes of each one of these shows.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's what
it's a breath of fresh air. Actually, I'll take that from him.
You look at Groot's Pursuit, which is the one that has the least amount of personal character building. But it's still showing Groot, in a way it's showing Groot, there's going to be people that are going to go out there and imitate who you are. All you can do is be the best version of you, even if it means kicking somebody out of the airlock.
Okay, so this is another thing. You bring up the airlock. How the hell he still keep walking? The airlock should have been sucking everything. He
should have fell out of that airlock too.
So when the dude walks into the airlock, there's a back wall. That's a window. Man, that was a strong ass back wall. When he hits the airlock, it rises as the other one falls. I gotta go take a look at it. And that's where he gets sucked out.
Okay, so Groot was like right here, and the airlock was like okay.
No, he was. So picture this as the wall.
Right.
Like this is where the window would drop down.
Right.
Right. There's another window right here. Mm. When the imitation Groot steps in between, he pushes the button. This door closes, or this door opens as this one closes.
Okay.
Which is what sucks him out.
So he basically a nick of time situation. I got a door. Bye.
It also shows he's got a level of critical thinking.
I told you this thing's smart. No, this thing is intelligent, man. This thing's stupid, but it's really not.
He had this dance off with this annoying ass fucking creature that was trying to teach him how to do what he already knows how to do.
Right,
in a way that he enjoys.
Right.
And he danced that motherfucker all the way over to the airlock. The thing thought it was having a good time, and it's gone.
And he has to remind everybody,
He's like, I am
Groot.
Me.
Motherfucker. Said, motherfucker. He's like, motherfucker, you know who I am? Goodbye.
Groot takes a bath.
That was cute.
Is an episode where I think he learns about disappointment.
Yeah.
And trying to learn to enjoy things while they're available. Because it's very, like, he does this weird mixture of water, some sort of lightning bug, mud, and when he spreads the mud on himself, it causes the leaves to grow wherever he spreads the mud out. Right? It's definitely a little short that's about self-discovery. Because he's learning more about him and the things that he's capable of. But then he also realizes this new thing that he finds to be absolutely gorgeous and he loves to play around with doesn't last long.
I think that's interesting, like how, like you said, it comes out the Guardians of the Galaxy, like how you think he would retain some memory of him before he sacrificed himself at the end of the Guardians.
That's the problem.
But I think it's just like now he just doesn't know anything.
But that's the thing. It's not the same one.
Yeah, it's not the same one. I think that was just fascinating watching it.
When Groot dies in the first movie,
right?
Groot dies.
Groot died. Like I was like, okay, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm hinting that Groot is like that Groot's dead. Like it's a whole new Groot altogether.
This is an offspring of that Groot, so he's not going to have any of those memories. It's not him.
Right. I just thought that was just kind of interesting to me. I just like wow, like okay, that no memory retained or nothing. Just we're starting fresh with this whole situation.
But
which is fine. Like
so it's basically him. Like I said,
right.
He's self-discovery, learning that not everything lasts forever. Enjoy it while you can. And then he does the kid thing at the end again, where he skins a fucking fox. He doesn't skin. He shears.
He shears. Because the way you said skin, I said, "Oh, bro."
Because he did it because he got laughed at.
Yeah, he got made fun of, and he's like, "Nah."
He said, "Y'all need to stop picking on me, man."
That was all you want.
and then that last episode, Magnum Opus, it puts a huge emphasis on family.
Yep.
And these are all things you don't really see from Groot much since he's since he's been born. You've seen again. From the first movie and then the post-credit scenes into the
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
You see him as baby Groot and it's not Guardians 2. There was a movie in between. Was it Thor? Infinity War.
Infinity War.
No, he was a teenager then. He was still a kid in Volume 2.
But you still get the growth. Like I said, you still watch all of it.
Oh, okay. Go tell you, he's still a kid in still Volume 2 though.
No, he's still the little one.
Yeah, he's still a little one like we see in the show. Like that, like, yeah. But he became a teenager in Infinity.
But yeah, I feel like in 30 minutes they gave him more personal character growth.
Yeah.
Than they have in 7, 8, 9 hours of airtime in movies.
Well, yeah, they just showed him as I Am Groot. I Am Groot. Like, I like this show. They didn't really give a whole backstory of I Am Groot.
And shout out to fucking Vin Diesel for finding 50 different ways to say I Am Groot that actually makes things make sense. Like, you can actually tell what the little bastard's saying.
My family was like, is that Vin Diesel? Yes. No, I mean, they said, is that Vin Diesel in that TV show? Or in that little snippet? Yes.
Like I said,
that is him.
The last one really did touch hard. It was really beautiful and funny at the same time.
Right. And Bradley Cooper's just bringing Rocket into this, like, yes.
And when I first watched these, I watched them again today with my kids.
Oh, yeah.
And when I first watched these on my own, I thought they were really good, and it kind of made me want like a full movie like this.
He told me that at work. He said I need a full movie. I said, well, yeah, it should have probably been.
But since then, I've thought about it more, and I don't think I do.
I said I think totally it makes sense.
I think I honestly just want more shorts.
There you go, of him doing shit because with other Marvel characters.
I'll take more shorts of the everyday life of the Guardians or anybody else. Just see, again, there's chaos up there. And just to see how they behave and everything else on that ship.
Drax. The day-to life of Drax. I don't know what this is.
The main reason I think this works great in shorts, if you turn something like this and turn it into an hour-and-a-half long movie, then you're going to have an hour-and-a-half where it's a lot of filler. Mm-hmm. And I think this benefits from not having that filler. More screen time for somebody doesn't necessarily mean a better product.
Right.
Sometimes more screen time can kill a product if it's stuff that doesn't matter.
That's why I was telling you, like, at work I said, I wouldn't need a I Am Groot movie. I mean, I'm cool with him just doing... He could do 50 shorts, actually. I would be like...
I'm sad because I don't think we're going to get very many more. They might do, like, another little mini... They might do, like, another 5 that come out.
Right.
I could even see it being as Teenage Groot.
Yeah, Teenage Groot.
Yeah.
Like, what was he doing on the ship?
Because Teenage Groot offers a whole new layer of character.
That was a whole different new
Because
layer.
teenagers are amazing.
Super amazing, aren't they? Look at the camera.
Yeah,
look at the camera when he did that shit.
Look at you too, like,
I mean, my teenagers are amazing.
Teenagers in general are amazing. The other clones, the other people ain't amazing. He had to fight some of these teenagers. Like, what to the face?
But no, as far as this goes, though, I would definitely give it an 8 out of 10. That's going to be my ranking. I was going to do 9. I don't think I can quite do 9. 8, I think, fits perfectly for me.
What do you give it?
I give it 8. Because, again, it was unexpected. The timeline and when they introduced it kind of killed it.
Yep, and that's why I gave it a 7. I changed it from the time. I think I told him I think it's like a 6 or a 5 or 6. But now that we're watching it, it's the timeline, and that would have made it super impactful if after he got pooped out of existence. Oh my God! Like, he got pooped out. Everybody was emotional, but you would have had the whole crowd dying, crying if we saw this, and then it's like, whoa, we just lost Groot, and now we lost him again. Like, what the hell? Like, that would have been a very, like, emotional one for real. It probably would have burned the theater down.
No, just think about it. That's still the part of the timeline. Again, the first movie, and you watch him come out of the actual pot, and he's sitting there dancing, and Drax is looking, he's pausing and everything.
Right,
that would have been kind of cool watching that
right after that segue into that.
But, when that movie came out, Disney Plus wasn't even out yet.
And a lot of people really want to know where they're going to take the MCU after a while for a minute, too.
So, yeah, that's how that goes, too. So, they probably said, we apologize, we want to make up.
I feel like that's what that probably got 9 out of 10 if they just came with that little snippet. We are so sorry that we should have just released this sooner.
The last thing I do want to say that I absolutely love that they did, and it's the one thing we did not touch on. I absolutely love that since it's a short, and it's like 5-6 minutes,
yep.
Every episode starts with Groot fast forwarding through the intro.
That's different.
It's like he took his own Deadpool thing.
He fast forwards to the Marvel Studios intro.
Like, you already know this already.
Because he's like, let's get to me.
Right, I love it.
He's up his little kid. Yes, he's learning about it. Yes, I love that.
That's great, man.
All right, so that
we
rounds.
Talk about Iron Man.
That rounds itself out to 8 out of 10 overall. Which puts Groot in the A category with WandaVision, Hawkeye, the first season of X-Men Evolution, Loki, MODOK, and the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yep.
God, I should have waited for some of that.
You said for what? Oh, for that.
Some of the rankings.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck both of y'all. X-Men Evolution is a good show. These are the bitches that don't like it. I don't care. That's my childhood.
Towards the end of X-Men Evolution.
Right, I was saying towards the end of it actually got good when Magneto was taking the people away.
I really would have talked MODOK. I definitely would have said
something. Oh, MODOK? MODOK was fun. MODOK was. Hey, yo, we had moments. Like, what do you say? The self-defense mechanism was a gun to the head. He's like, I don't want the kid. I don't want it. It's like, oh shit. MODOK was trying to off himself on camera. Oh, sad, man. I can watch MODOK all day.
It's sad that 5-minute shorts.
Yep.
Are still better than Moon Knight. Anyways.
Exactly. Ain't that a bitch? 5-minute shorts are better than Moon Knight. Oh, man. Oh, great. Now we're going to talk about Iron Man. Yeah, okay.
All right.
Fuck, man. You picked this, didn't you? Did I pick this? You did. Motherfucker. I'm really not liking this show. I'm actually upset right now.
Going back into Iron Man 1994, this is now season 1, episodes 5 through 8.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go through the tail of the tape. We did that last week, or the week before.
Yeah.
Episode 5 is called The Grim Reaper Wears a Teflon Coat. Episode 6 is called Enemy Within, Enemy Without. Episode 7 is The Origin of the Mandarin, and Episode 8 is The Defection of Hawkeye. Episode 5 is the last episode we get James Avery voicing War Machine.
Yeah.
Episode 6, it switches to a guy by the name of...
We switched to random Joe Blow. Fuck me.
Dorian Harewood.
Once again, we switched to Joe Blow. We could have picked... You should have kept James Avery. Never mind. Right, look at your face.
James Avery continued to be the voice of, is it Blacklash, or is it...
But he ain't War Machine, and he actually was a decent War Machine. What the fuck?
Was this come out at the same time as...
One of the villains.
Turtles? He ain't come out at the same time.
No, because the Turtles was in the 80s.
No, I thought it was 1989 when the first Turtles finally showed up. The animated series, at least. It's 94, but yeah, I mean, probably around the same area, I guess. Yeah.
I don't have any pre-interesting facts because we covered all that in the last episode we did this as well. So I'm just going to jump into the episode 5.
Yep, we're keeping that.
Synopsis. It's this is the Grim Reaper wears a Teflon coat. So the quickest synopsis. Tony develops a new jet called the Grim Reaper. It's stolen. He's blamed for failing. While Tony and Julia are out of town, Wanda gets jealous of Julia's time with Tony. Once stolen, MODOK goes to take the Grim Reaper out for a flight and does a terrible job because he's trying to learn how to fly it. We then find out in this episode that Tony's shrapnel is actually near his spine as opposed to his heart in this series. Tony figures out that time was played with by the thieves, which ended up being Mandarin's people. And he realizes it's time to go into action. Mandarin becomes the first person to fly a toy plane into the Pentagon. I brought this up because I thought it was funny in relation to 9/11.
Oh, that's even way worse.
I was like, I wonder if anyone caught this.
Oh, no. That's even way worse.
This happened a whole 10 years prior.
Damn it. It's a toy plane.
I said that, and then actually in my notes I said, that's fucked up.
What the fuck?
War Machine and Hawkeye take out the goons guarding the jet. As MODOK gets back in the jet, Iron Man and Spider-Woman break through the wall. Mandarin and MODOK leave. Tony gets the Grim Reaper, delivers it to the military. However, Tony then realizes he delivered the goods to the villains pretending to be military. So they go back into action. Mandarin takes off. Iron Man comes and destroys the jet as Mandarin and MODOK disappear again. Tony is happy he saved the country, even if it might cost him Stark Enterprises. Here's the thing. of these 4 episodes, I do think this is the worst one. But I still think this is better than any of the 4 episodes we've watched so far.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I actually feel like this is the start of a turning point in this series, at least for these 4 episodes. Again, I haven't watched the last 5. But I actually really liked this group of episodes. Although, we get some more bad puns with Grey Gargoyle. He has a moment where he says, "I'll take you for granite."
And he touched somebody.
And he touched somebody and turned him into...
So again,
I was like, you punny son of a bitch.
I understand that, like, the whole time, watching this cartoon. It's like, do you accidentally touch somebody to stone? Like, did you
Here's the kicker. As somebody who's read the comics, this was my next point. How is it the Grey Gargoyle can turn people to stone with his gloves on? Because in the comics, he has to take them off. Oh. That's why he wears gloves, so he can do things regularly.
Regularly. Wow.
But in this, he's got his gloves on, and he just touches somebody, and they turn to stone. And I'm like, what kind of...
Because, again, the cartoon that nobody had no idea it was.
They never read a comic. You can just tell there was no comics right there. For the money. Which is fine. I mean, yeah, they're in for the money. That's cool.
Tony delivering a plane to his enemy, pretending to be military, goes down as what has got to be the dumbest thing Tony has done on the show so far.
I was going to say, what the fuck?
How the fuck do you not check credentials? Do you just drop the plane off and go, oh, you're wearing military outfits, you got this?
I mean, even MCU,
Tony is not that stupid.
Comic book Iron Man, they're not stupid. They should have caught that.
Let's go ahead and speak about this again. This shitty ass cartoon. Tony, there's a lot of things going on that Tony shouldn't be doing.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, it gets worse. It gets worse.
The only one I like is what's the second one? The original Origin.
I like the 2. Like 2 and the enemy fan out, and at that we just kind of went down the hill. That's it. But that's
I do love seeing that Tony has this weird 4-way love triangle going on, where it's him,
the love triangle,
and Wanda, Spider-Woman, and his personal trainer.
Forgot she was in
all
that bitch.
3 of these women seem to love Tony in this series.
I forgot he had a personal trainer. Damn it.
And his mother. That's what it was. It's him and his mother.
But like both the girls throughout these 4 episodes, both the girls get super jealous when he's being worked on by his personal trainer.
And they do. Like you can. Wow.
But again,
who wrote this shit?
But yes, because Tony's like the only Angela Bachelor that's in this whole fucking building.
Somebody said they're going to get jealous.
Hawkeye's eligible.
No, what I'm saying. No, that's how they make it seem like that. He's the only one.
And since Black Widow's not in this show, he's got no love interest.
Right. So he's
which is the one thing I'm mad about in the MCU, by the way.
Yeah. That's a big gripe right there too. He has a family.
No, it's not him having a family. It's through most of Hawkeye's comic run. He's in love with Black Widow.
Well, yeah, we see it in the Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
He does eventually marry Mockingbird. I don't know how that all fucking goes into fucking play.
Right, you see that shit. Oh god, here's your suit bag. Here's your corn.
He needed someone to actually close enough to emulate what Black Widow is.
He needed also someone he could trust because Black Widow's definitely never been trustworthy.
Hell no. Especially Hawkeye at the end, he gave her back the thing. Here's your little pat thing back.
Again, like you said, it's a difference in the comics and what MCU did. They made it to a brother and sister. He made him a safe space because I saved you. You are now my family. This day,
right?
Not the obsession.
Right.
But I feel like that does take a lot away from his character development because that's a part of his character. Anyways, the last thing about this episode, I don't know how I feel about the change of the shrapnel being close to his spine as opposed to being close to his heart. It's not something I hate, nor is it something I like. I think it just sits in that ground of it just is for me. And I think it's because with any adaptation, there's going to be changes. You're never going to just have a faithful 1-for-1 recreation from comic to whatever media they're transposing it to.
Stupid thing to do. That's like
not really because this ain't about this.
Now this does also make sense too, though,
I was about to say
because in this situation, one wrong move paralyzes him instead of kills him.
Yeah, I'd say we're paralyzed.
I wasn't even gonna say that. So this thing about this man who changes all the time into his suit, into this metal piece. And again, when you watch the suit come out, we don't know what kind of madness, we don't know what kind of what kind of armor that that white suit that he always put on all the time.
Yeah.
We don't understand that. Because if it's in some kind of form, it could be moving down the bloodstream. In the movie they did, MCU, they had the magnet holding in place. They don't speak about that inside the comic, this cartoon series and stuff. It kind of could be just moving round about, and I can see it reaching back with his spine. It might be something in his leg or something like that. That actually could be a good way of looking at it. So Tony, you'll know what kind of condition you're gonna be in. Distracted.
So each fight could probably be his last fight.
Yeah, it can be moved somewhere.
Okay. That's what I said. I said it's kind of stupid. I'm like, bro, that's what I said. Each fight can literally be, well, damn, you're done. Good, you're not Iron Man no more.
Right.
Damn, ain't Tony Stark no more. You're Charles Xavier.
And
Yep. Charles Xavier, man.
I think that is also one of my biggest complaints. The more I'm reading the comics, the more I'm seeing Iron Man for who he really is, character-wise.
Oh, yeah. Asshole. Definitely an asshole.
Yes, but not even so much just that. The MCU, they played it. There was a specific line Cap told him when he said, "You're not the man to make the sacrifice play." And that became Iron Man's whole arc in terms of his transformation as a character, because he does end up being the sacrifice play.
Yes.
Right.
However, in the comics, and if you even think about it in the MCU, every single fight of his is a sacrifice.
Yes, from Iron Man 1, 2, 3,
at any given time, he can be killed. All it takes is fucking up the magnet. You fuck up the magnet in a fight somehow, some way.
Look at Obadiah Stane.
After Iron Man 3, he had that problem.
Well, after Iron Man 3, he didn't have that problem.
Right,
but by then, his character also changed. That's when he was still going back in. That's when he started to really fall into that being more of a caring person and actually caring about the people that he was around.
Yeah,
but
the first two were crazy.
For Cap to say he doesn't make the sacrifice play, I mean, every time he puts on that suit, it's a sacrifice.
Right.
At any given time, something can fuck up and he's gone. And he knows that. It's why he never pursued Pepper in the first place. It's why in the comics, he doesn't pursue Pepper. In the comics, he specifically even says he keeps pushing Pepper away. He loves Pepper.
Yep.
But he keeps pushing her away and pushing her towards Happy because he doesn't feel in his current state, because of the shrapnel that's close to his heart, that he can give her a full life, because he even knows at any given time something stupid can happen and all of a sudden the shrapnel in his chest can kill him.
And then they changed his art and gave this man an alcoholic.
Yeah, they eventually make him
such a, really asshole. Again, Stan Lee says that he said this character was not meant to be like him.
Yep.
I like how the MCU made you like this man.
Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that
Well,
crazy?
here's what's funny to me too. Now, Stan Lee did say that. But to be honest, so far in the 60s in the comics, he's actually a very likable character. He eventually develops into not being a likable character. The one person he's written from the very beginning to not be a likable character is fucking Henry Pym.
Yeah?
And Henry eventually goes on to become much, much worse.
Worse.
Yeah, way worse, actually.
Especially Ultimate Henry Pym.
Oh no, trust me. Like I said.
He estranged his daughter and everything. He just talked to his own daughter. Jesus Christ.
Worse than that, man.
Oh yeah, no. Like, well, that man really showed us a snippet of it. Like, damn, y'all ain't even talking no more.
No.
That movie did not even touch.
That's it, snippet. Like,
not
even a snippet.
Not even a snippet, dude.
No,
Henry, in the comics,
whatever, yeah.
Henry's a very abusive, beats Janet.
Captain America beats the shit out
in the Ultimate comics, he almost kills Janet. Almost kills her. Puts her in the hospital.
Damn.
And Cap hunts him down and whoops his ass. He tells him, he says, turn into Giant Man because you're not going to be able to handle this as Ant-Man. And he turns into Giant Man and Cap still whoops his ass in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, the poster boy said, I got you, G, let's go.
But this is the thing. I think we talked about this too. What we love about the Marvel Universe, they was not afraid to touch about certain subjects. That actually was a subject to speak about. Domestic violence and everything. Yeah, activism.
Jesus Christ.
Everything they spoke about. That right there, within the group, it was no, we're going to keep it a secret. We're not going to do this. No, Cap was like, you're going to leave.
Cap went and found him in a bar that was sitting next to...
I believe it. Yeah,
what was
he'll
it?
Find his ass there.
Henry was at a bar that was next to a construction work site. And Cap walks in. He says, we need to go outside.
Hey, yo. He did the most... Yo. Hey, let's follow him. Come on this way, bro.
Captain America's character. Even comic books and the MCU.
They kind of
keep it that
they never changed that character.
He's righteous.
It's like, yes. But that right
but
there,
he throw them hands if he want. He's like, hey, yo, we got to talk for a minute.
He spoke up more than anybody else did. And not just speak up. His actions showed exactly.
Oh, no. Well, we saw it. Earth's Mightiest Heroes whooped everybody's ass. Everybody got clocked out. Like, okay. So, what the hell happened?
Like I said, when you see the relationship in that Avengers cartoon, you see
her
coming.
Did it.
You see her coming after Pym. She was always underneath him. You never see him holler at her or got mad at her. Like I said, in the comic books, in both universes, they stuck to that character. They wanted to show you how bad this man really was.
And that's again another one of my. And this has nothing to do with the MCU specifically. That's one of my disappointments with media outside of comics now. They're so afraid to show kids.
That abusive side.
Anything.
True life stuff that really happens, and I don't know when all of it changed to that. Because again,
the 2000s.
they never really got into the domestic violence side of things with anything. But like again, the 90s X-Men cartoon did such a good job with adult themes, but telling it in a way for kids to at least be able to understand.
Yes. Nobody wants to take that responsibility. That's what it is.
And everybody's so afraid of, I guess, damaging kids' psyches with showing them what the world's actually like out there, that they wait until they're adults so then they can get all depressed and, hate life.
Now, this is one thing I give DC. And when the writer, God damn it, shit, it's going to come to me. Well, he lost his son from leukemia. And they show Robin speaking about Superboy. And they're speaking about how all this life that he had. And then they show Clark. As much powers that he has, he was helpless because his friend was dying of leukemia. He could see, when X-ray vision just kicked in, he saw the bones riddle and everything else.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, so he was so well.
And when he died, like his dad had to sit down and explain to him about death and life and everything else. This is something that you might not even experience, but as human beings, as mortals like ourselves, these are the things that we go to. So don't let this one thing stop you from doing what you need to do. I like that when it comes to the comics, the movies it's doing now. Because again, these are ones who are looking at these little kids. And that's why I said Groot was really good, like you said. That these kids see the growth and development of a young character.
Right.
Because the first time you see him, he's already an adult. The best time you see him, he's already a teenager.
Right.
And like you said, when they did show the little kid, they was protecting him.
Right.
And they said, oh no, come here, stop dancing, come over here. And so when he's by himself on his everyday life, that's what it is. But no, Pym was an asshole. Really.
We can see it in the What If series, he was an asshole.
No, that was the difference. Again, you have to really see it. We'll see what we're talking about.
That's crazy, man. Like I think you said, Cap had said, "Hey." That's how it was. Hey, let me talk to you for a minute. Like, come on out here, bro.
Not Tony.
Nope, it was Cap that came
That's
down.
what I loved about Ultimate's version of Cap too, because because he straight up told him, he said, "We're gonna need to go outside because you're gonna need every advantage you can get by being big." Cap knew what he was about to be.
Yeah!
What the fuck? I like the Ultimate Universe over our universe. I personally loved it.
It feels more like reality.
Yes, it really was.
Yeah,
with the fantasy mixed in. Like, dude, that part where Black Widow leaks the sex tape to the city of her and Iron Man.
Yes. And Iron Man
while she's in the house with him.
And Iron Man just drinking like. Look at the video behind it, everybody watching the whole thing.
He's
damn.
They're in bed,
right?
And he gets up and he starts having a drink because he's an alcoholic,
right?
And he sees the video and gets confused, and at that point she jumps off of the bed onto his back because she was a spy. She was there to kill him.
There to kill him.
And he took the bottle that he fucking just poured his drink out of. Bashed her in the fucking head.
I'm sorry. Hey, yo. You got...
And it was a one-hit quit.
Oh, no, yeah.
Bashed her in the head with it. And she was out.
Out. Like a light.
And she got sent to the hospital where they were keeping an eye on her. And then she just disappeared. And I didn't read past that point. But just up to that point, I was just like, the whole Ultimate Universe and everything Peter's dealing with is way over the edge.
It was beautiful. Because that right there was realistic. Like I said, in the 60s, what Stan didn't really show us was, okay, yeah, he has a little college stuff. He has a little this, that. Right. Now, this Peter, oh my God. My aunt just found out who I am. School, the whole world was flooded. They thought I was dead. It was so much chaos in that world.
The only thing I was not a fan of, well, there were two things I wasn't a fan of. One of them got retconned out anyways in the Ultimate Universe. I did not like the original Ultimate Iron Man comics because they made him like some sort of like alien kid.
Yeah, that thing.
But they eventually phased that out, and that wasn't an actual canon part of the story.
Okay.
I'm also not a big fan of the Fantastic Four meeting each other as kids in the Baxter Building as
I didn't like that either.
An enhanced intelligence school.
Oh shit!
It was totally different. It was really different.
Everybody else had pretty much roughly the same origins, just with a different side.
Except for the X-Men and Wolverine's was really dark. I loved his.
Oh, dude, and it's still my favorite fight in the entire fucking Ultimate thing that I've seen so far. Again, I haven't read all of the Ultimate series. But when Wolverine and Hulk fight each other, and Hulk rips this man in half,
they said
and then throws them to opposite sides of the I was like,
and then somehow Wolverine is but you said Wolverine respect. Okay, motherfucker. All right, big. All right.
No, for me, what I loved about it is the introduction of Wolverine, and again, when you have other individuals who think this man is 6 feet tall, but that's not him. He's the Ultimate Universe. When he shows up to Charles Xavier's house and he really hits on Jean, and he has Scott, and like I said, he really ends up sleeping with Jean. He does. He ends up getting her in the Ultimate Universe, but he slips up to tell her why he's really there, and Jean just goes to fuck off on that motherfucker. That whole
year. And then another good thing about the Ultimate Universe is how openly conniving Nick Fury is. Openly conniving. This is the man. This man. The reason Wolverine went to fight the Hulk in the first place is because Nick Fury pulled him to the side and said, "Hey, we have a Hulk problem. I need you to go take care of it. I can't trust anyone else to go take care of it. I need you to go take care of it." He sent this man to go get ripped in half.
You know, this just proves that, and even Earth's Mightiest Heroes and so like even in MCU that they were even asking, do you know where Nick Fury is? Where's Nick Fury? And like, it's just that secret spy shit that nobody's not telling. Nobody's not asking questions where this man is at.
When I said Nick
like,
Fury,
damn, nobody ain't talking.
Nick Fury had his own little thing going on. It was really had his own thing going on.
Nick Fury in the MCU is actually more like an action Nick Fury from the 616 universe.
Okay.
He's still very secretive, very conniving. But the difference is, in the MCU, he does have the world's outlook as his number one priority. Mm-hmm. Whereas in the Ultimate Universe in the comics, he does not.
No, this man is so...
Oh, wow.
I mean, you really have to read it, especially when he went after the Black Hawk. He went down, dropped... It's the whole Ultimate Universe. I'm mad that they killed him off, but it was a great run. I loved it.
I also loved in the Spider-Man series. I loved that Carnage was more of a zombified type thing, where Carnage could basically send pieces of his self out to people, and it turned them into Carnage zombies.
I would like seeing that in Venom too. Goddammit!
Carnage also can make copies of himself that are smaller versions of himself that go out and fight.
Again, like I said, it was way better.
The way they did the stories was so well done. I don't know who wrote most of them.
Spider-Man by himself in the Ultimate Universe was great. Like, I read most of all of the Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe, even when he died. Like, when he died, I feel like he died a true hero, especially when the one hero that he admired told him he couldn't be a hero, and he still saved his life, and he died on his own long after everybody found out who he was. That was like one of the best fights, literally one of the best fights that I think that Spider-Man had. And he was still a kid.
All right.
Sorry, we got off topic.
No, you're good.
But you know, hey, this was way better talking than where the fuck we're about to go with this next series.
What I'm trying to say is, give me 1 quick second.
All right, let's do
All right, so the next episode that we are going to talk about is episode 6, which is called Enemy Within, Enemy Without. And in this one, Stark's crew is testing a new battle speedboat. It's successful, and they're headed towards the cove. Mandarin sends his goons to take over the cove where a model named Alana is. Yep. MODOK asks to take a break. Mandarin gives permission but spies on him. MODOK goes to Iron Man for help, and we see MODOK is actually married to Alana. Iron Man and his crew head out to fight the goons. After a quick fight, the heroes win. Iron Man tells MODOK that Alana is there for him. MODOK angrily leaves and heads back to Mandarin.
He stole your girl, bitch.
No. He didn't steal. He brought Alana to him.
Oh, well. Okay.
But MODOK, in his state,
did not
want to see her because she hasn't seen him since he's turned into a head in a chair.
No, it really was.
And he's afraid that she's going to see him
and not love him
anymore. I actually really liked this episode.
I did too.
Yeah, that's probably the best
vulnerability.
one.
This is the first almost character development episode for anyone in this fucking show. You actually see a side of MODOK who's human.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah,
this is probably the best one out of all of them.
No, because every time, and this was the funny part too. If you notice the beginning of the show, they always tested some new fucking product.
They do that shit too. I feel like they were running
and
out
half
of
the
ideas.
time,
I guess we're gonna test a new product today. What the fuck?
And half the time, it always almost results in Iron Man almost getting killed.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like they know, like, hey, if this series didn't work, we're gonna just kill off Iron Man. Like, damn, all right.
I love.
Shit.
I wrote down that I love this character arc for MODOK, but I hated the end of it. But I understand the end of it. It's not like a hate in.
No,
I wish they wouldn't have done it. I hate it for him as a character.
Right, because he knew he couldn't do it. Like
because again, at the end of the day, it's how they always say the bad guy does not get everything. Like the same way they say a hero cannot get the girl. Right now, he had to make that sacrifice. He knew in his own heart she probably would have loved him, and that's a life that he probably did not want her to take on.
Right. I was gonna say, well, what if she did say, "I love you just the way you are"? And they're like, oops.
He don't want her to take that life.
Whoops.
Right. And I put down, it's not a bad episode. I loved it. But it felt like this is one of those things that should have been stretched into 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have...
Hell, you almost gonna push that for a 3rd one if you want it.
No, because I would have had the Mandarin kidnap her, find out. So why is she so important to you? Because I would have thought, see, if you did 2 parts, I would have kidnapped you, think Tony or Iron Man had some kind of interest in her, and then you see MODOK coming out saying, no.
Right.
See, just going with the story that they have, though, I think it started off fine.
Yeah.
But I think once MODOK goes into the backstory, I feel like the backstory should have filled up the rest of the episode. Let the whole episode basically be him telling his story to Iron Man on what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the second episode can be dedicated to them, the team coming together, figuring out how they're going to come rescue this woman, and there could have been way more action. Like, this is one of those, it's like they went to the beach and just whooped the shit out of him. There was not even really a fight. The bad guys never got the upper hand in that fight.
Hell no. Got cleared out in like seconds.
And don't get me wrong, I think there are certain bad guys, again, that I love when this happens to. Again, going back to the Ultimate Universe and Kraven the Hunter. Just getting his ass whooped. I fucking love it. Because I think there are certain bad guys who are bad guys and are just not good at being bad guys. Yeah. So I think in a comic sense, it's always good to have moments where the good guys just come out and whoop their ass. And it's done. But I swear to God, it feels like every single episode, the bad guys come up with this plot. The plot starts to work correctly.
Right.
And then in 5 minutes,
yep, sometimes
a 5-minute fight, the good guys just beat the shit out of them.
It's like Whirlwind always get him in a little spin. Ooh,
And
it stopped.
And with this episode, it created back-to-back episodes where Grey Gargoyle was thrown into a teammate that got turned into stone.
And yet they came back alive the next one. Like I said, my thing is...
Well, the Grey Gargoyle's power only works for a couple hours.
Yeah, but think about it, man. Like, get away from me. Dog, you can't come on the field. You gotta do your own mission.
Right, what the hell? Yo, anybody that's like Medusa shit, you got your own thing.
I'm gonna talk shit. Man, last time we was out there fighting, I had Iron Man. I was about to hit him this thing. War Machine took you and threw you into me, and I was on stone for a couple hours.
And here's the... It was so bad. I had to do push-ups all day.
This is not the kind of stoned I wanted to be today.
Yes.
Right. Fucking weirdo. Little bastard.
I had Scarlet Witch right where I wanted to at.
Right, I had it right
and
there.
You tripped into me.
Whoops.
Fuck out of here.
Oh, no.
So, episode...
It's my first day.
Right. Episode 7 is called The Origin of Mandarin.
I kind of like that episode.
That was okay.
The Origin of Mandarin?
Yep,
It was okay. It was okay. It was okay.
Okay. So, Mandarin and the crew attack some oil rigs. Iron Man stops them. Forceworks obtains... Forceworks, again, is the team name of Iron Man's.
Iron Man's team.
They obtain the black box from the craft Mandarin was flying. Tony, War Machine, and Hawkeye all head to the other oil rigs while the others are tasked with staying back to get into the black box. The crew gets into the black box, and we get the history of Mandarin.
Right there.
It was like a hypnotized kind of thing.
Mandarin was with a girl, and they were attacked by bandits. Mandarin's partner was going to let Mandarin go with his girl, except Mandarin dips out alone, because he's a greedy son of a bitch.
Yeah,
he gives a fuck about nobody but himself.
He said, fuck you guys.
However, in the process of running, he falls into a hole where he finds the gems. He goes back to camp to see if anybody was still left alive. His girl's rings were laying on the ground, so he combined them with the gems, which I thought was a nice little take on things. He then fights Fin Fang Foom to decide, and during the fight, they decide they're just going to team up.
Yep, because again, he was the actual watchers over the gems.
Yep. During all of this, Spider-Woman, Wanda, and Sentry are hypnotized by that hypnotic chick that I can never remember what her name is, through the vision. Mandarin and his crew break in. Mandarin gets into one of Tony's armors. The men get back from the oil rigs, break the spell, and Iron Man chases down Mandarin. The team goes with him, saying, "We do not want to miss this fight." So they follow him out there. As Mandarin goes to attack, the armor he's wearing stops and forces him to fight himself and causes him to end up defeating himself, at which point, once all the armor has been knocked off, Mandarin escapes. He does his disappearing trick, and that was the end of it. I actually really liked this episode.
Yeah, I did.
This probably was their best one.
Now, here's the thing. I do have one huge complaint, and it's that not even one episode ago, MODOK betrayed Mandarin to go get Forceworks help. And yet he's just accepted back into Mandarin's little fold like that? Just that easy?
Well, again, okay, when you see this episode, he probably feels bad to the fact that because he left his girl standing, like, don't go get this shit. And at least you still have some loyalty for this woman. Again, I respect this. You didn't betray me for your own hierarchy or try to dethrone me or beat me. You did it out of love, kind of a sick kind of love. But yet you didn't even get the love. You walked away from it at the end of the damn show.
I could believe that, but Mandarin didn't even have love.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That girl didn't mean shit to him.
Hey, that would be believable.
Mandarin was like, right, "Oh, you're gonna let us escape? I'm out this bitch.
Bye, motherfucker.
Peace."
I know you was trying to help him. That was a failed help. He should have been exiled or killed. Should have been the last thing we see Mandarin after that, or now, after that. Like, we're MODOK dead.
I am not overall happy about the change in Mandarin's origin. I do like the Mandarin's origin in the comics a lot more. But I do love. Well, I also want to say in the comics he was a.
3 times he changed his origin.
Right. In the comics, he was a skilled fighter who stumbled into the rings in the Valley of Spirits.
Yeah.
Where Axon Carr was about to die, Mandarin took the rings. He either let Axon Carr go ahead and die or he killed him himself. I don't remember. And then he began his rise to power from there. So I think that is a much better origin story. However, I love the hypno chick using this to hypnotize the people. Like, that plan was so well done.
So they sat there and watched this whole day. Mary, oh yes, oh, look at his story.
It's right.
It's the first time too where you actually see the bad guys like really trick them. They make them think that they had been defeated. They went there specifically to lose, so that they could get the black box into the hands of Forceworks.
Yep.
And now I'm betting they were hoping that over and above all, it was going to hypnotize all of them, which is not the case.
But it's always the same group.
It's always the same group of 3 dumbasses.
Yes,
three down.
Because Rolly's out there. Jimmy's out there with his boy.
Like,
they're doing some work.
You got Rhodey, Hawkeye, and Iron Man doing their thing, and then you've got Sentry, who I'm still not even sure if it's an actual sentient being or an android. But it's able to be hypnitized, whatever. You've got.
You think as a whatever the fuck you are, you think you should be able to.
You've got Spider-Woman, who is the most worthless spider being in the world.
Of all the spiders, this is the one you wanted. Damn, all right.
And then you've got Mrs. herself.
Why you teaching her goddamn spells going on? They couldn't think of any kind of way to do the spell.
I cannot wait, by the way, in the comics until they stop calling it her hex power and actually refer to it as her fucking witchcraft and magic and shit. It's not a hex power. That's not what it is. She is a witch. That's why she's the Scarlet Witch. And I am so over the term hex power.
They had to think of something.
Like, what exactly is a hex power if you really think about it?
Right now, she's a mutant.
I really.
We know she's a mutant.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they can't say that part. So again, they gotta work their way up to that shit.
They couldn't say it in the. They couldn't say it in the show. Shit. You're right.
No, we're talking about the comics.
Oh, comics.
But no, I did. Yeah, it's the same three dumbasses every time they get themselves in trouble.
But then the funny part is too. I like how when he was really going to the story, like you said, when he escaped for his own self, and he was so tired, and then he touched the jewel. It's like, I felt the power go through my body. My whole arm was on fire. Like my brain opened up and I could see everything. And he knew to snatch the whole thing off.
Oh, yeah.
And just take the little pieces that was left on the bottom and put them in rings. And then you said the dragon came out of nowhere.
I do love that he combined it with the rings of his dead girlfriend that he didn't even care about. He's like, oh, you left your shit.
Savage.
This will work.
That's savage shit. He said,
they show you what the definition of an actual evil person.
Oh, no, that's evil. Oh, hell no.
And then, like you said,
I don't give a fuck.
And I'm going to take the rings in the prison your ass because you're going to work for me. Because I know you're supposed to be
in prison?
You're supposed to be working for this. You're supposed to be protecting this. You're supposed to be protecting this.
My boy was bad for 1,000 out this motherfucker.
Last time I need you to go do something, no question, you got to go do this shit because I got the rings.
Oh yeah. Oh, he was in home runs for the origin of this home runs. Nothing but home runs. That's it.
It really was fucking good.
Right. This is mine.
Then show how he got big and his skin turned green. He got this long, luscious hair.
That green ass hair.
No, but it's long and luscious though.
You gotta flick that bitch.
I also really like the last episode we're going to talk about, episode 8, the defection of Hawkeye.
Right.
Although I feel like this is a story that's done way too much in at least Marvel Animation. I don't know if they do it in the comics a whole lot. So, and then I didn't even go all the way down where I was supposed to. Okay. The synopsis for this: Mandarin goes in to steal the adamantium alloy, which I love them bringing adamantium into this, even though Wolverine has nothing to do with the show.
But the material itself is known in the Marvel universe.
Right. That's why I throw it in there.
Mandarin goes to steal adamantium alloy from a tanker owned by Stark. Iron Man and Spider-Woman move in to stop them, and the rest of the crew move in as well. The crew barely stops the villains without Hawkeye, who never showed up. Also turns out it was fake adamantium. The team begins to think Hawkeye is a traitor, and the team grills him for not showing up, and he gets shitty and leaves.
He was just sleeping.
He wasn't.
No, I know he was funny. I was just sleeping.
Spider-Woman trails Hawkeye to spy on him. Hawkeye gives her the slip and then gets hypnotized by the hypno chick.
Oh my god.
Hawkeye is then set up by the Mandarin to appear as a traitor. Tony talks to Hawkeye, and just through conversation and the conversations they have, they all know that he isn't actually a traitor. As he is about to tell them what was up, Mandarin attacks. After beating Mandarin, again, very quickly, we find out that Hawkeye has been spending time with his grandfather. And the team believes that he did that to hide his sensitive side. Like, he didn't want to let them know that he cared about somebody. Which is a very Hawkeye thing.
No, that's always been a Hawkeye thing.
That's just any macho character side in the Marvel and DC universe. They just have to have that out
there. Right.
I really liked this episode, too. And again, that's why I said this series of 4, even though the first one out of the 4 is the worst, it's still better than the first 4 episodes, period. And I do feel like, at least at this point, again, I haven't watched the last 5 episodes of the season. But at least at this point, I actually feel like it's going in an upward direction. Like, I don't know if they changed writers randomly.
From the first 4.
Well, I hope they do better, because goddamn, Spider-Woman needs to do better.
She won't.
Goddamn, Wanda, Spider-Man, and Sentry need to do better.
With this specific episode, though, I absolutely love the trust in your team dynamic. Mm-hmm. Where through conversation and understanding, being around Hawkeye as long as Iron Man has at this point in the series, let alone probably even stretching before this series, as it's led on to believe, he knows Hawkeye's tells when Hawkeye is talking and knows that he's not lying to him in what he's saying. And the team as a whole can tell that he's not lying.
Because that was
they definitely know.
Episode if they said, he's just traded, like, dang, it's not the bet. Like,
well, if you remember though, in Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes,
he got traded.
Black Widow did frame him to be an actual full-blown traitor. That was a weird thing. I love that season, by the way. That's such a good show.
Especially when Hawkeye was gonna hit that arrow, and you just see the arrow go right through the hair of Sparkle. Like, yeah, no, that was for your head, bitch. Like, yeah, he was trying to aim for your dome. Like, oh shit! Watch out.
And this is the first time so far in this series Tony has found a new way to put his armor on.
Yeah.
In every episode so far, he's always standing in a lab. He grabs his briefcase. Right. This silver Iron Man outfit comes on, and then magically gains color as he puts it on.
I know.
Right, it's a Power Ranger suit.
No, in the white shirt with the gold trimmings, having them magnetized into the suit. Yeah.
But in this one, I actually like the way he did it. He like pushed a button in his car, and like the suit came on over him while he was. I was like, oh, okay, I can go with that. I will take that over and it didn't come with the horrible 3D animation.
Oh my god, that's...
Wait a minute. And it comes up in his hand. He looks... Yeah.
Morphin' time.
Now, over and above all, some points I wanted to make about these 4 episodes as far as where we are so far in the series. I think the character development in any one of these 4 episodes is better than the collection of the first 4 episodes combined. I think they did a great job with a lot of the character development. Well, as far as like the main villains and main heroes, because I mean, obviously, Spider-Woman, Wanda, and fucking Sentry are all jackasses that shouldn't even be on the base.
No, they got backstory. Mm-hmm. Yeah, being stupid. Yeah.
The only backstory they got is they want fucking Iron Man back behind them.
Yeah, that's the even Sentry, bro. Hey, I find it fascinating, bro. Sentry, you gotta calm down. Chill. Sentry wanted it.
That's
what Sentry was. He's like, fuck it, I'll do.
I was worried.
I'll sacrifice myself.
I was worried about the voice work changing for War Machine.
Yeah, that's what I said. I got worried.
From James Avery to Dorian Hardwood. But I actually, or Harewood, I actually really like Dorian's voice for War Machine. And it's actually the one I remember. Because again, most of what I've seen of this series is season 2.
Yep. And again, we had the discussion, especially for the theme. Because growing up, that's what it was for me too. It's like, all right, and again, when you look at it now, so wait, that's not what the...
Right, you started like, oh, okay, different character altogether.
So this is definitely, and I think that's also why I was so surprised to hear James Avery when we first started. Because again, growing up, you have this idea of what you remember, and James Avery would be somebody you would remember.
Yeah,
right.
But this...
So, I actually really like James Harewood being the voice actor, and I think he did a fine job. Okay. I still kind of wish it was James Avery just because I love James Avery.
Yeah,
as both a person, an actor, and a fucking voice actor.
Yeah, that's just me being biased. Of course.
It really is.
Yeah.
But I really do like Dorian's voice for the character. And the last thing, the difference between these 4 episodes and the first 4 episodes is 100% are night and day.
Right, that's
100%.
Weird how they did. Like you said, the writing. Like, wait, we did a whole 360.
That's right, like you said.
This is roughly what I remember the show being like. When I was watching these 4 episodes, when I first got into that first episode, or the first episode of this group, so episode 4, or 5, when I first went to go watch it, there was dread going into it because of everything we'd watched the week prior, and I was just like, man, I really don't want to watch this show.
I think I told you, I said, you still gotta watch it. Still gotta do your homework.
I was like, this is not...
And shit, this still can still take these next 4 episodes. We don't know.
I was like, I'm not looking forward to this. But then I watched that first one, and I was like, you know what? It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
Right, like the first 4. Right.
And then I watched the next one, and the next one was the MODOK episode. I was like, dude, this is really fucking good. I really liked this episode. And then we get the next episode, which is the origin of Mandarin. And I'm like, dude, it's getting better. This is fantastic. And then you get the Hawkeye's betrayal episode, which, again, wasn't as good as the two prior to it. But it was good.
But it was good. It wasn't that bad. It was okay. I can tolerate that.
Better than the first 4.
Right.
Yep, exactly. There you go. First 4, I don't know what the hell. Y'all just said, what the hell, fuck it.
Like, if every episode would have been on the same caliber of these 4 episodes,
oh my God,
right now, I would have, in just the first 8 episodes, I would have the series at like an 8. I'd be like, this is an 8.
It's sad, because,
But unfortunately, so far,
you backpedal to that.
These second set of 4 episodes still don't make up for what the fuck we started off with.
Sad. It doesn't even help it. Damn it.
Hopefully, the last set.
The last 5 episodes.
Because Jesus Christ, man.
We'll show some kind of...
Because if these last ones are like, oh my God.
I think at the end of last week, I even told you, I was like, if we were to actually tier this today based on these 4 episodes alone, it would be like a 2 for me.
Yep.
It would have been a 2 out of 10.
4.
These next 4 episodes push it up to a 4 for me.
You see how we... like a 4 or 5. That's exactly... That's it. Because it doesn't help. It doesn't help, man.
It has to make up for
it. Doesn't help.
These last 5 episodes, here's the thing. I'm telling you right now, the highest this show can be rated for me this season specifically is going to be like a 7. Is the highest it can get.
I was going to say 6.
But these next 5 episodes, the last 5 episodes we got to cover, have to be absolute fucking bangers.
My God. Because if they're bad, that's going to be a 4 out of 10. I swear to God, man. Oh, Lord. That's going to be right. What's going to be like a C? That's going to be a C. And if
I don't really know.
It's going to be a low C, high D.
Low C, high D. That's what it's going to be.
Are you ready for the depression that circles this whole thing?
What?
We won't even be able to talk about it for about 6 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
All right. Oh.
Because next week, or this week, whenever this video comes out, She-Hulk starts.
Which I'm excited for. I'm ready. Like, let's get past Iron Man. Let's talk about She-Hulk. Let's do it. I'm ready. I like the suit, everything. Like that Daredevil suit, solid. That's fucking great. Great. Don't look at me like that.
That's
weird flash motherfucker.
That's what he said. Look, I just want to make sure. And he went straight to Daredevil.
I don't care.
Not development. Not how they keep to it. I want to see Daredevil.
I want to see Daredevil suit. Daredevil.
Now I think
right now. Nope.
Marvel has put out 3 official trailers overall. And they've put out a few snippet videos.
Yeah, they got clips. I didn't see.
I have not watched any of the snippets.
I'm not doing that.
I don't care about watching the clips. I
see the clips. That's it. I mean, the trailers and stuff like that. I don't see nothing.
I've seen 2 of the 3 trailers. I think the third one I decided not to watch because at this point, I'm already excited.
Yeah, you already got me. So for the first 2,
you was already excited when they did it, and like you said, they rechanged it and tweaked it up and everything.
Right.
You was already excited because
they listened to the fans, changed up a little bit.
It looks like, and I'm not even going visually, but it looks like. One of my big worries about She-Hulk over the last month and a half as they've been putting out videos. When they first announced She-Hulk, it was during a time when all of the Disney shows were going to kind of have their own individual feels, their own individual imitations of other things. Because we had like WandaVision was supposed to be like the old, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s sitcoms. You had the Falcon and Winter Soldier was supposed to be like a buddy cop drama. Then you turned around and had... Loki was its own thing. I don't know what the fuck that was supposed to be. It was great, but I don't know what the fuck it was supposed to be. A
masterpiece.
And then you have... But yeah, every show kind of had its own individual feel. And I remember when they first announced their initial lineup of shows that they were going to do, they did mention She-Hulk from the very beginning of their Disney Plus shows as something they were working on. And they actually had said at the time it was going to be a crime show, but for superheroes.
And that's what her book is and everything else.
And that's what got me excited because as somebody who has throughout a lot of his life watched a lot of Law and Order, CSI, and stuff along those natures, I do enjoy those shows. And I was thinking, with superheroes though, this could bring on a whole new thing. And I got super fucking stoked for it. It looks like they've dialed that back a little bit, and it's not so much going to be a crime drama as opposed to it's still going to have crime drama in it. But I was legit expecting like every episode to be like a little bit of story for She-Hulk, and then like
we go right into a crime.
40 minutes of courtroom and crime scene investigation.
Yeah, Jennifer get her part. But like I said, I think to her more for a lawyer side when they had the Civil War, and she was representing and everything else. Like
right.
I said, I want to see the timeline of that. Like I said, we already know it comes right when the blip happens.
Right.
And because again, her cousins is there as Smart Hawk, and he's teaching her how to be an actual Hawk. Not even a hero. Teach her how to develop, teach her how to keep your temper down and everything else. I do like the one clip that I saw because he was petty. They were doing the rock thing, and he really showed his real strength. I was like, and she was like, oh, I'm done. I'm good. I'm done playing right now. Because again, they was teaching her, training her, and she got a little bit over him, like, he was like, no. I want to see the courtroom, like you said. I want to see how she deals with the beginning of her fame of She-Hulk.
Well, and they've already shown several things that have me super excited about her. Again, this has the potential so far to be the most comic accurate iteration of a hero in the MCU. We've already seen her doing the fourth wall breaks, which she does in the comics. Her embracing being the hero that she is.
Yes.
Right.
Dating. Because again,
right.
she is very much a hoe in the comics.
Well, again, like you said, she was Jennifer, this ordinary young woman. Again, I say this because she wasn't looked at. And she talks about that too. I just walked around every day. I'm not being respected in my field and everything else. Like you said, She-Hulk manifests her to be this all woman, like this all powerful woman, not her cousin, not the monster that her cousin is. No, like you said, she's loved. She's been on different teams like her cousin, but they could actually have a conversation and actually be in the room with her.
And not be afraid of her.
Yes, that really was so great about it too.
Like the exact opposite.
But yeah, going into this year, this is the show I was most excited for starting off. And it's still the episode I've maintained. It's the only one that I've maintained the same level of excitement for. And
you kept it going for a minute.
Each time they put out a new trailer, I get even more excited for. Like, I'm like, this is gonna be so good.
I hope you don't get disappointed.
I hope I don't too.
Because if he shit the bed, he's gonna ream
because
it. He's gonna ream it. Badly.
Because here's the thing: I went into Miss Marvel thinking it wasn't gonna be much, and I absolutely fucking loved it.
And became great. Then you went to Moon Knight, thought it was gonna be.
I went into Moon Knight being super interested, hoping it was gonna be great, and then it absolutely shit the bed for me. I definitely understand why a lot of people love it the way they love it. I just don't. I think wasn't there one other show that's come out this year?
What If doesn't count. I don't count What If. That's the show. But like you said, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon Winter Soldier.
That was last year.
No, last year, my bad. Sorry.
Hawkeye. No, Hawkeye. No, actually, I think
Hawkeye was towards the end.
Hawkeye was December.
December.
And then I think the first one for this year was Moon Knight. And then Miss Marvel.
She-Hulk. Because again, She-Hulk got pushed back. Because She-Hulk supposed to came out before Moon Knight.
Lots of them came out like during that time.
So again, I'm super excited for She-Hulk. What was the next one that they're putting out?
Besides Wakanda Forever?
I'm not talking about movies.
No, I mean, like, I don't know if there's any other.
Secret Invasions.
That's coming. I thought it was next year.
Invasion?
No,
Secret Invasion is the December show this year.
Yeah, but it's
really?
show-wise,
okay.
Yeah.
Huh, shit. Oh, we're on up in here then.
I want to say there was one more show in between. I don't remember what it was supposed to be. It's not What If Season 2. That they've already said that comes out next year. I don't remember what it was. There's supposed to be one more show though.
Also, like going to like we're gonna see the Smart Hulk, but we're also gonna see Mark Ruffalo in that cast too. Like right now, you see him, he's gonna be normal, but then like somehow we're gonna get into that in-game situation too, where he's gonna be in that little slink right there too. So that's gonna be interesting there too.
I think they're actually in a very good position.
I'll play around with this bad boy
with Mark Ruffalo's Hulk in terms of at any given point they can write him off if they can't use him anymore.
Yeah, just
because with him being injured the way that he is, there's no telling how long he's going to be this way. Because I mean, to be fair, he's basically an enhanced mortal that used the Infinity Stones, and he's not supposed to be able to. He survived it because of his just crazy strength, but it really fucked him up, and I love that they're sticking with how much it fucked him up.
Well, think about it. Okay, so we have this, but you've seen Shang-Chi. He's already
still in the sling,
but he's still healing.
Right, he's still healing.
He's healing, but he's back as Banner healing. So
I'm wondering if sometime in this show he doesn't find a way to fully control when he isn't the Hulk in the way that She-Hulk does.
So you still think we might see the that aggression Hulk come back?
Well, you got to show how I want to, again, because they're not letting this man have his movie, I kind of want to see him from the fear and he find a middle point of him being this Hulk.
Okay.
I'm hoping by the end of this show, because I'm hoping this show spans from not Infinity War, Endgame,
right,
through Shang-Chi. Because what I am hoping to see before this is said and done is I want to see She-Hulk get into a serious situation,
right,
with Abomination, and I want to see it to the point
he's going to go free,
where
he's going to escape.
I'm hoping by the time it's all said and done, by the end of this full series, and I don't think it'll go this way. This is just a blind
spitball. We're all speculating here. Right.
I'm hoping it ends after he's healed, and ends in a way where he loses his shit because she gets herself in such deep shit fighting Abomination that he has to go in and save her, which will trigger the rageful side of him. Because I'm hoping this is eventually going to lead to an actual Planet Hulk story, because they're saying they're trying to get a deal done with Universal to where they can do the Planet Hulk movie.
Right, that's what we've been talking about in the news.
But we're not going to be able to get to Planet Hulk until he finds that rageful side of him.
He got to lose his shit. He got to lose it. I need him to lose his shit, my friend. Man.
And then the question, if they do the development this thing, if he does lose his shit, he goes off planet and come back, who's he going to fuck up?
She-Hulk. She could be fight. They could be cousin for his cousin.
Abomination.
And that I would say that too, but I'll say him like.
Let's be real. Let's be real.
I mean, we can say Abomination. I'll just say the cousin.
Let's just be 100% honest here. If you look at even so far, and I'm just saying the first 4 years of the Incredible Hulk's fucking up and down comic history that I've been through so far, he has had Abomination actually hasn't even shown up yet, so he's not even a thing. The villains he's fought have been
military. Ross.
He hasn't actually had villains.
No, he hasn't.
He's had the military who doesn't trust him, and people. He just hates people because people look at him straight. That's his whole fucking story, and I can say that honestly as somebody that's starting to get into all of this. He is the one hero that's not even really a hero right now that hasn't had a rogues gallery. He's fought with the Avengers against people, but they weren't his villains. They were other people's villains that just happened to catch the Avengers' attention. People like Namor.
Right.
Or Thing.
They end up fighting side
he
by
fights.
Side with, they became the Defenders.
He fights heroes more than honestly, almost as much as
Hulk
he does villains.
You know, I think Hulk could be the next bad guy. To be honest, if he does go rage, if they do go your route.
No, if they go World War,
you said who's gonna fight? I said the Avengers.
I would say World War Hulk. He's not really a hero in.
No, he's off planet. He comes back.
I'm saying come back. I'm saying like, who gonna fight?
He comes
heroes.
back with revenge and he's smacking the hell out of all the people who set them off.
That's it. The
and
heroes.
When I say he smacked them, I mean he does some business to them.
That's not, as you said who gonna fight. I said all heroes. Nothing but heroes, man.
The back part, because they don't have the century in it, Miss Marvel would be the one who actually has to stop it. Yeah. She'll be the one.
Kamala Khan?
They will actually have.
Really?
No, Captain Marvel.
Oh, Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
Okay, not Miss Marvel. Hey, swing off with that shit. Oh,
Captain Marvel will be the only powerful being that will have to go toe to toe against the Hulk.
Because she's like.
Thor could do it.
Yeah, Thor could.
And honestly, think about it. In the MCU, that would make the most story sense.
Because we've seen that since episode 1 of the Avengers.
Which is much as these two motherfuckers have fought each other.
Hell yeah, that'd be a fight.
No, because right now, Thor's off planet.
Maybe Ironheart can wear the Hulkbuster armor.
Somebody gonna have to
punch them.
Because he's gonna be fighting heroes, man.
Because somebody gonna have to go fight against him.
Because when he comes back, if you say like that, he goes off. Oh yeah.
She'll be too scared to fight.
No, because she'd be like, "Yo, I just started this shit in Wakanda forever, bro."
Go to sleep.
It would be.
That's a dick move, Banner.
What about Wilson? Could Wilson fight him?
Who?
No.
Sam?
No.
Oh, he just called him Wilson, dude. You know what popped in my head? Is a goddamn volleyball.
Oh, I know.
I'm like, what the fuck's a volleyball gonna do?
I had a conversation about somebody about that bullshit ass movie.
Oh, terrible. You're hell. But yeah, if I need for him to lose his shit though. That'd be kind of interesting.
Shit, nobody's gonna be powerful.
I'm gonna tell you right now, there is nothing Sam Wilson can do to stop the Hulk. Nothing. I don't care. He doesn't have the super soldier serum in him.
Nope, he's basically some Wakanda tech.
So he is a human wearing Wakanda tech. That is his superpower. That's it. Hulk will rip them goddamn wings off of him quicker.
And shove it up his ass. Your ass. Oh my god.
I think I don't want to see that.
No. Sam ain't got a chance. The only people that probably could put up a fight currently in the MCU are probably either Thor or Captain Marvel. Now, it depends.
Doctor Strange do it?
Not really.
Shit.
Doctor Strange could have him running around in random places for a while.
He can bust out of it.
Yeah, put him somewhere else. Wanda.
Unfortunately, she's off. She's
off the grid right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she turned to ash, but she'll be back in like 5 more movies.
I think Vision in his original form could. I don't know if this new White Vision can.
White Vision just started learning shit.
The white one can.
I mean, the White Vision is Vision.
Yeah, he's basically so.
It's rebuilt.
Okay, so Vision,
but
Wanda. Okay, Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel, and Thor.
When they actually have his show developed on Wonder Man.
Wonder Man would put up a fight.
Yeah.
I still think he's one of the dumbest heroes ever.
I said they're making that to a thing. That's
Wonder Man.
That's coming out next year.
Wonder Man is like the El Muerte of fucking.
He's gonna be walking around with shades on.
Go ahead, Nathan Phillip. Nathan Phillip. He been wanting to play this character all damn day.
He's gonna be Johnny Cage.
He's Johnny Cage if Johnny Cage got superpowers.
Oh yes, he is.
Who did go play that man? It can't be Nathan.
Dude, I think it would be great if it was the dude to play Johnny Cage. I'm just saying.
That plays.
He's already got a history wearing.
Could he say he's supposed to be an actor, movie superhero actor? Like, okay, that fits it.
The guy who's gonna be playing Wonder Man is the same guy who plays Snake Eyes.
Ooh,
yeah,
I like.
They've already got it cast.
So they got him cast already. I didn't know they got cast. Oh shit!
I wonder how much muscle he gonna put on.
Yeah, because he needs to be. I need that bitch to be bulky as fuck.
Not enough that CGI can't handle.
No.
I mean, we gotta have even more reasons for CGI people to hate their lives.
You put a tweet out there too.
I'm all for it at this point.
You said these are people that should be getting paid more for your movie. I said, why'd you tweet that, man? You like, you showed like a like they're not getting paid a lot or something.
No, they're complaining that they're not making enough money, and I'm like, you guys are working 60 hours a week.
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
making $120,000 to $130,000 a year.
A year.
I was working at one point 80 hours a week, not even making a quarter of that.
Right.
Fuck off. This is what you went to college.
Elevate the peck of the chest.
This is what you went to college for. This is what you love to do.
Right.
And Disney gonna get their own division.
This was your choice.
Fuck all y'all. Y'all not gonna do shit.
And if there's anybody to be mad at, don't be mad at the landscape because everybody's putting CGI into their movies now. Be mad at the people that hired you and are not paying you enough money that you think you need to make.
Right. If you think you deserve that $1 million paycheck.
Being shitty at Disney, being shitty at Universal, being shitty at Blumhouse, all these other movie companies, they're coming to your companies with bids. Or no, your companies are going to them with bids. And these companies are accepting those bids. And at that point, it's up to them to pay you what you feel like you should be paid.
That's your salary base.
And if you're not making the money that you feel like you should be making, it's time to do something else or go somewhere else.
Exactly. Right, because that's a problem.
However,
they're salary basing you
100%. If I was Disney, I'd have put together 100 to 200 man crew of just CGI people.
Yeah, we talked about that.
All right, all this money, like, damn, yeah.
Do your own in-house shit. Pay them a crap ton of money that you can't afford because you're goddamn Disney. You own the movie landscape right now.
Almost everything. They own almost everything.
I don't care what kind of abuse I give you, but you're not going to quit though.
Right.
But here's the thing.
If I work, you don't see your family. You ain't gonna quit.
But that's a part of the problem too. That's why I said 1 to 200. Hire 1 to 200 CGI people. And the reason I say that is because currently each of these CGI companies are running off of what, 15, 20, maybe 30 people. Yeah. Of course they're out here working for fucking 65 hours a week doing these fucking movies because there's not enough people to do what needs to be done. But that falls again back on the fucking company.
Yeah, it falls back wherever you're working for.
The only thing I can fault Disney for are being a bunch of assholes that wait until a movie's almost done to come in and change an entire last third of the movie because they've decided they want to go in a different direction at the last minute. Like, yeah, that would piss me off too. But then again, if Disney does that to their own in-house fucking people, that's their own in-house fucking people.
Sign the contract. Sign the contract. Sign the contract.
A lot of these people don't go into CGI going, man, I hope I do a Marvel movie. They sign up for CGI because they just love doing digital animation.
Right.
And they're fine with working on anything ranging from Marvel to fucking lame-ass DC Super Pets.
I was about to watch that tonight.
I'm sorry.
It was cool. It was fine. It's okay. The Rock and Kevin Hart bring out their aesthetic, but...
Which one you like? You had like all these different words. It was good. It was fine. Which one was it? God damn it!
Motherfucker. It was. I give it an 8 out of 10. There you go. It makes you happy.
Shit.
Which means it's probably like a 6.
The Rock and Kevin Hart were cool. They were cool.
I'll find myself tonight.
Bro, they both got good star power.
It's gonna put me to sleep. I'll watch it.
Here we what happened? We're at the end of the movie already. Shit. All right, get up, kids. We gotta go. We're like, damn, all right.
So next week we'll be talking about episode 1 of She-Hulk.
Yeah!
She-Hulk starts this Thursday at 3 a.m.
Be there, be square. There you go.
Which means Wednesday when I get off of work, I'm going to be looking at all of y'all and be like, hey, don't forget.
You need to remind me.
3 o'clock.
I'm going to say Tuesday. So let's come on tonight, right? No, Damon.
Right, then you're going to think it's going to come on Tuesday.
And best believe when a certain person that I'm not going to name by name decides he wants to load an extra 2 trucks at the end of the night on fucking Wednesday night, I'm not going to look at him and be like, no. I'm leaving at 2:30. She-Hulk starts. Fuck these trucks. We're working Saturday anyways.
Right. You seeing our happy asses anyway.
Yeah, I'll be...
They be like, "Where's David?" He said, "Fuck you too."
Everyone would be in that direction. That's Michael come over there. Get stuck. So you drive past him. David's leaving right now. There you go.
He going to the charges stand. Hey, no, he won't even make eye contact. He just literally look this way.
I'm gonna bring out my inner fucking Steve Irwin. Oh, crikey.
Oh, crikey.
There's a Damien.
There's a Damien. Like I see sometimes you be driving out like, bro, he ain't even looking this direction, bro.
On his native forklift.
Like they called you twice. Like, yo, bro, hey, there's a new show coming out.
Let's go poke him with a stick.
You ain't got Monday and Tuesday, but hey, that Wednesday, you gonna be pushing it, sir. That's gonna be pushing the line, sir.
But yeah, so that's next week's adventure.
That's gonna be fun. Let's get it going.
I just realized it's another season of stuff knocked off of our list, the I Am Groot. It was super easy to go over. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see.
Play something right to the point.
But yeah, so next week, She-Hulk episode 1, and news, and more tangents, because that's what we do. Tangents are fun.
We love tangents.
So we will see you guys next week. Thanks to everybody that watched. Thanks to everybody that supports, all 5 of you.
Yeah.
5 is 7 now, right?
It might be 7 now.
It might be 2 more people. I'm so happy.
No. I think I told my son. My son might be.
Yeah, we got family members watching us.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah. Well, have your son tell your sons to tell their friends, tell your friends, and the friends.
How old do you think his son is? I mean, he's old enough to have kids, but he don't have kids.
Okay, hold up. First of all, he's fucking with your shit. He's like, damn.
No, dude. Technically,
I know he is old enough.
Biologically,
you know, when you're 22.
I am also old enough to have grandkids. But if my daughter has a grandkid, I might choke her. I'm just saying. There's a difference.
Put this shit alive.
First of all, I don't know nothing about that. If something comes up that way.
Wait, hold up, G. Wait, he put that on live camera.
My legal name is D's Nuts.
My name is just RJ. I'm gonna tell you my whole fucking name. He put that on camera. Sir, were you here? He said, no, I was not.
I would never actually physically harm my child like that.
Until the camera turns.
Her boyfriend is another story.
So, okay, so once again, we're going to have to change names here because they're going to pull us in. We black. We ain't going to make it, bro. We're not making it, man. Do you see this
actually,
guy? No?
So it sucks because me and my best friend I grew up with, we don't hang out as much as we used to, but we used to always talk about when one of us had kids. If we had a daughter, we would do the whole Will Smith and Martin Lawrence thing.
Oh,
actually,
man.
Actually, that used to be great. I like 50 Cent a little bit more better now.
50 Cent?
Oh, you haven't seen his part in the movie? He took this little young man, because he was going to the prom with his daughter, and the condom was sticking out. He said, no, talk to the garage. And all his...
What movie was this?
Was it Thief of Thieves?
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I'm going to send you the clip.
The only 50 Cent, the only 50 Cent movie I've seen was Get Rich or Die Trying.
What?
You did better than I did. I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch Get Rich or Die Trying?
It's actually a pretty good movie.
Why?
My favorite rapper my favorite rapper into movie role I have ever seen in my life. And the person I think is the best rapper turned actor is T.I.
Oh yeah, he just...
I fucking love T.I. That ATL is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really
I like that in Sleepless with Jamie Foxx.
Technically based on his life. And he has his own books called Beauty and the Beast. Talk about him in Tiny.
ATL's really good. All of his fucking cameos and showing ups in all the Ant-Man movies are fan-fucking-tastic.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing him as a bad guy in
I saw Takers. Yeah, Takers. Took that money from him. Hey, that was the he came back and almost got them all, bro. Got them all.
I love T.I. as an actor.
Yo, shit.
I wish he would do more, but I think that's one of the reasons I love him as an actor, because he's not in everything.
Nope.
He's very picky about his roles, and he shows up and does a great job, and then he's gone.
Give and take. That's it. Give and take.
Yeah, I'm going to send you the clip. Then you're going to see it. You're like, oh no, that's going to be my new catchphrase. Yeah, it's funny. Growing up, the bad boy scene, yes, that is literally...
What you want?
These little young Thundercats and everything. Right. Great. Once I see the clip, and you're going to be like, oh no, that's going to be me. Especially if I'm going to wheelchair you, your mama's going to wheelchair you and everything else. It's a whole different thing. And the whole garage is full of Samoan men, big dudes, and all of them got the straight look face on them. As 50 Cent is telling this boy.
Yeah, see, I don't know Samoan people though. Like I can imitate the bad boys thing. I can't imitate having big friends. I need like 12. I need 12 more Ralphs.
You need 12 more Ralphs. Just come on. Like, come on, let's have a seat. Have a seat right here. Like, what's that big dude doing?
Once I show you, you're going to be like, what the?
You're like, what's that big motherfucker doing? Hey,
the girl
don't worry about it.
Her dad said, Dad. He said, no, don't have to talk with him. Because, again, the boy was disrespectful coming to the house. You got the count just picking out your tuxedo. And he just pushes back down, take him to the garage, and all those dudes are sitting there waiting for him. And he literally displays to him. My whole life, I'm supposed to be her protector. But that's your job. And he said, as soon as you mess up, your mama's going to be wheeling you in this wheelchair. And he's like, what time you going to have her back at this house? 10 o'clock. Okay.
Hey, you know what's real fucked up? If he has to start with his speech, my whole life, I probably would never come back to this house.
You know who my favorite adult threatening a kid moment in any movie is?
Who?
Deadpool.
Oh shit.
The pizza. The pizza's mine. Pizza's mine.
The pizza's mine.
He's like, oh, I'm not here for you.
Right.
I'm here for you.
He would have put that gun right to his.
You know what I'm saying? He said, hey, what are you doing? Can I get a good tip? He said, Jeremy? That's a no.
Bro, he put that gun.
That's a great one.
I was like, so you're going to leave her alone? Yeah, all right.
I didn't think he was going to pull a gun on him. No, he put a gun right to his head. He said,
and then he grabs him and throws him up against the wall.
I thought he put a gun on him like he did it.
Talking about things going to be, I know a lot of soft spots. I know a lot of
or
he said, that didn't even come out right. Or did it. And it's
he's looking at him. Yo, I can watch his ass. He grabbed his ass to him. Damn.
He does a really, really great.
I thought he was here for the guy. He came for the young dudes. Oh my God, bro! What did you do, man?
Shit, you're kidding me. See now, no, fuck. I gotta watch the
It's like you've got way too many jewels on them pants. Why are you bedazzling your jeans?
Hey, gotta get my wallet back. You gave it to me.
He
you can take my money.
Grab his ass. Oh my God.
It's a great movie.
Oh man.
The second one's a great one too. It's not as good as the first in my opinion, but it's still pretty good.
Zip it, Thanos.
That probably would have been funny if he was part of the MCU and this whole thing came.
Right? God damn it, that would have been so much funnier. That probably been 10 times better.
He probably killed him because he was so annoying and everything. Man, shut up. Wait, come on, man.
Would he come back or sudden sullen silence?
No, I would put him.
You've got me in a box.
No, I would love to see. Because having him and Captain America, that would be the funniest shit. Captain America
I would love to see
to talk to him. Like,
before we go, the last thing I do want to bring up, and this has a slight little bit to do with the MCU, not much at all.
Okay.
If none of you guys have seen it, I encourage everybody to jump on Netflix when they get a chance and watch Uncharted.
I watched Uncharted.
Tom Holland, Spider-Man, plays Nathan Drake. And in my opinion, this Uncharted movie is the most
close to the game,
faithful adaptation from movie to game or game to movie that I have ever seen.
It was a good.
And here's the thing: there are definitely things that were changed in terms of how he met Sully, how he runs across a girl before he meets Chloe, and things along those lines. But in terms of actually feeling like it does in the game, it starts with him in a fucked up situation, and then it goes into the how we got here moment, which is a staple of the Uncharted series.
Right, how we got here.
It was a good thing.
And all the little things of him and Sully's back and forth bickering, and the way it ends with everything being destroyed like it does in every fucking game. In terms of faithfulness from game to movie, was absolutely fantastic. Fucking Tom Holland, I felt, did a great job as Nathan Drake.
And Mark Wahlberg does the same thing he does all the time.
And Mark Wahlberg did a great job playing Mark Wahlberg.
Thank you. Same look, everything.
No matter what it is. You can get that shitty Transformers movie.
Spencer for hire.
I feel, now to be fair, in this situation, I feel bad for Mark Wahlberg, because when Mark Wahlberg signed on for this movie, it was 10 years ago, and it was originally planned for him to be Nathan Drake. But he aged out of that role before they got around to actually making the movie, so he accepted the role of playing Sully. That's not his initial, what he wanted to do going into it.
I don't care what he does, he got the same look, same expressions, he got the same
like Keanu Reeves. Same special.
Yeah.
There are some roles that it actually works out for him, some that don't. Because again, one of my favorite movies all time is a movie he's in, which is Four Brothers.
I can watch that all day.
Four Brothers.
I can literally
watch that all
seriously.
day.
When I explain to people about your favorite movie, even with commercials and everything else, Four Brothers is definitely.
I got the rock now. Motherfucker. Oh shit.
He nailed that role.
We're gonna light you up like a fucking Christmas tree.
They
all
the young dude. This is the best one. Who gonna take on the champ? You! And you see this man walking through the snow.
Come through the fucking snow. With Andre 3000 swaying, motherfucker.
Everybody's here. And I'm still wondering, where you get dropped off at? How you walking all the way through the snow? How you get dropped off?
It's Tyrese Gibson's character too. Hey, you want to make $5? He gave me some food and money just to get that police officer.
Hell no. Matter of fact, if you watch Departed, this motherfucker plays the role too. This whole thing is like, what? I'm the best person you ever gonna meet. Man, this whole role is the same thing. Never been the horror joint. The Fear? Asshole. Play the same thing.
Oh shit. And
I feel like there are just certain movies you write with Mark Wahlberg in mind. And that's when he fits.
Yep.
And you can always go back to the house scene too. That whole house battle. You kill my brother, mother, bam! Oh my god! Just he put that bullet right in his head.
It's literally like you said.
Ended it.
It's the same thing. Shooter.
He's Mark Wahlberg. Let's be real. Mark Wahlberg is the action is the action equivalent of the
John
dude.
Cena.
No. The dude from National Treasure.
Nicolas
Cage. Nicolas Cage doesn't play roles. Nicolas Cage plays Nicolas Cage.
Shit.
Same thing can be said for Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum doesn't play roles. He plays Jeff Goldblum.
The Fly, that's himself.
Now the fucked up part is the young man who came from I Can See You Now, the one who's the lead person. What the fuck is his name?
Samuel L. Jackson's actually kind of reached that point now too.
He started to get to that level.
Samuel Jackson did Samuel Jackson. This man, like how he said, how do you fuck up the word motherfucker? He said he really took the word motherfucker and just destroyed the word motherfucker.
I absolutely love, by the way, that Marvel used that.
In
the post-credit scene.
Like, Mother Fletcher. And then him turn to Dark Joyous, Mother Fletcher. Oh my god. Yo, hold up. Hold down.
Samuel Jackson is Samuel Jackson. Just like you said, he's what it is.
They're just actors. They just play themselves. But some of them it works for more roles than others. Some of them it doesn't. But I feel like when you write those roles around a person specifically,
Mark Wahlberg is definitely that person.
Like Mark Wahlberg again, Four Brothers, fantastic fucking movie.
Oh yeah.
Ted 2, great movie. Ted 1, not so funny.
You didn't like Ted 1?
I thought Ted 2 was much funnier. Much funnier.
Man, fuck you, Thunder.
Well, my problem with Ted as a series is...
overall series.
It's pothead humor, and I'm not a big pothead humor guy.
Daddy's Home.
Daddy's Home, yeah.
Again, you see the bigger version of himself is John Cena. Again, both of them.
There's a difference, though.
Mark Wahlberg can act.
Yes.
Yeah, John Cena can't act. That's just it.
Nobody writes a script for John Cena. He just ends up in movies, and you're like,
he just shows up in a fucking movie.
Why?
Like, John, why are you here?
Again, I had to give him. I love Peacemaker. It was funny.
Yeah, Peacemaker fits. It fits
I
him.
have not watched it
him.
because I hated him in that role in the Suicide Squad.
It's this watch. Look,
and I thought really, to me, that fits his role in the Suicide Squad.
In the Suicide Squad, it was like, okay, he was just a... But when you actually watch the show, see how his dad really was and everything that goes along with it.
Because he really had bad... I'm not going to break to our show. Yeah, it really does. Because he does have...
Especially when he gets his ass whooped by that girl.
Yeah. He did get her back, though.
Like his catchphrase, I just don't want to see him.
You're wrong.
In anything other than wrestling. I actually like him as a wrestler. As a human being, I fucking love John Cena.
Oh, no. John Cena has done so much for anything.
He is literally the #1 requested Make-A-Wish person.
He is. And he shows up.
He's the #1 requested. He's also got the record for most Make-A-Wish.
He donates like 2-3 million?
No, I'm talking about just in appearances.
Oh, yes.
He actually is the #1 most showing up for Make-A-Wish in terms of people wanting to meet him.
Besides,
he is a great person. As much as I hate the fact his role has not changed in wrestling in 25 fucking years,
it's
a role geared towards kids, and I'm all for shit.
I mean, that's it. He's
He's here
for the children.
And
he always is.
And here's the thing, he is the Hulk Hogan in wrestling.
Yep.
Of the last 20 years.
Oh my God.
But the one thing you're not going to get from John Cena is the aftermath. Look at all the shit Hogan's gone through in the last 15 years, talking about saying the N-word, doing the sex tapes and stuff like. You're not gonna get that shit from John Cena.
Is just.
That's just not John's personality.
That's not his personality. He just going.
As a person, I absolutely love John. As an actor, dude can eat a dick. He can eat a bag of dicks. He can eat every dick on that beach that he was talking about. I don't fucking care. He is a terrible goddamn actor. He's not. He's
12 rounds. Remember 12 rounds, ladies and gentlemen. 12 fucking rounds, ladies and gentlemen.
I found a pair of socks that said "eat a bag of dicks." I swear to God, I'm gonna buy them, and I'm gonna wear them at work. I'm gonna point it down to.
Did you know you can actually buy and ship them to people? It's a bag of dicks, but it's gummy dicks. And
first of all, you should never told me
on
that.
the cover, it says "eat a bag of dicks," and
I need that.
You send it to people. It's fantastic.
I need to do that. I don't know how much I would get fired. Before I leave the job, it's gonna be on a couple people's desks.
Eat a bag of dicks.
Man, if I'm not putting it out there, nobody can know this shit. But it's gonna be some anonymous fucking bags of dicks at the job,
just randomly. They'll be like, "Oh, how thoughtful! Yeah, you don't like your ass."
You're like, "Yeah, bitch, you gonna be one of them." Shut the fuck up. You gonna get a bag of dicks.
That's because you know why.
I'm gonna have a song with it too.
You know
he's
why.
Gonna.
You know
he's,
why.
You
already know why. We gonna have arguments.
Your bag of dicks is gonna have a picture of Heath Ledger's Joker on it.
Yes.
And the Flash.
And the
Flash. Put the Flash on there too.
Just make sure it's a good Flash, not Ezra Miller.
Yeah, just get the guy from the TV show.
Speaking of which, just another fun bit of news while we're sitting here talking and bullshitting anyways. Has there been any man that's had a fall from grace quite like fucking Ezra Miller?
Oh my God.
This motherfucker.
He went from bad to worse
He came out in what was it? What was Justice League his first movie?
No.
Or was it BVS?
He was in a
No, I'm talking about DC.
Oh, DC?
Oh, DC? That was it.
Yeah, that was it. Justice League was
He
first
came
movie.
out, and it was actually, his role was actually done pretty well in that movie. Everybody's like, he makes a really good Flash, and then all of a sudden, he just goes through fucking...
mental drop, like hits.
Don't know what the fuck happened to him as a
person.
person.
He starts out fighting people, fighting everybody. Like, what's happening?
He gets jumped, which probably was caused by him being drunk and arguing with people.
He ain't allowed to go to tiki bars no more either.
He's like getting caught with, I think it was like DUIs or some shit like that.
Now he's
robbing alcohol from people's houses.
Yeah, that's the latest thing.
Maybe he was just afraid for success.
And that's
small roles was fine, doing like little roles here and there in certain movies. but him being the actual main person.
Is that probably what's causing him to go crazy? Because it's because he's the main role that's making him go like stressed out.
Some people do self-destruction.
Damn.
Fame can get to some people that turns them into just straight up dumbass assholes.
And I don't want to. And to me, I don't want to like too bad happen to him.
Before all this, he was doing side characters. He was doing little roles here and there. He was comfortable. This is like literally his face. He's carrying an actual movie. Maybe it did crack him. I'm serious, man.
He was a teen turned adult. Like he was like in this teenage movie that he was a side character. He was like I said, side character. He's side character now. You are the Flash.
Think about even the premise of Harry Potter. He was he was in there.
But he was a side character.
Again, it was not the weight of carrying a full movie. This is his movie.
Now he thinks he's a star and thinks he can get away with shit.
Like Jennifer Lawrence. Fucking A. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'd seen that this week he got arrested for stealing
This is the latest thing.
Stealing alcohol from somebody.
Stealing alcohol. Wow.
I'm just like,
you have too much money. You got too much money to be doing that.
Why are you stealing alcohol?
Too much money.
You can't really say that. Can't say about the money situation.
And I read the article. He said, well, because he stole from me. What?
She was stealing. She was clipped him. Miss Ryder.
Oh, we're no writer, but she got her shit back from Stranger Things, though.
But no. But
I know what you're saying. She stole too.
Again, you was out there.
This is Beetlejuice. This was Edward Scissorhands.
Again,
this was yeah.
Which
that's crazy. That blew my mind too. And
then you had that other actress that just died.
The one who car crashed.
With cocaine in her system.
It wasn't just cocaine. It was alcohol, cocaine. She was fucked up. She crashed into one person's garage, backed out, drove into somebody else's home.
Like she could have killed everybody.
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
And they're like, oh, she was a good person. That's fine. She's a good person, but she still almost killed people, bro.
At the end of the day, you can be whoever you want. All you need one bad thing to change everybody's perception about you.
And that's in comics. That's in everything.
And that's in comics, like movies.
That's what Green Goblin told Spider-Man. One bad day, and that is it. They cash you out.
Hirsch is her last name. I don't remember. Or Hecky.
Yeah.
Hecky.
Yeah, it's
I don't remember what her first name is. I know
Annie.
Everybody's coming out because she was the face of gay rights and everything else that came out.
Right, that was Elijah's ex-wife. Right, was she married to her ex-wife? That was her ex.
But she spoke out and everything. But again, there's so many things that come in like.
Oh, we get more of it. Yeah. Like I didn't know she was on the drugs. So I read all these articles. I said, "Oh, damn, girl, you were gone. Oh shit."
No, what's it? Last week, 2 weeks ago, all the mobsters that I grew up with died.
Yeah, like the latest one was the guy who was in Law and Order.
Everybody.
Yep, everybody. But he was the latest one.
No, the last one was Sopranos. Uncle Paulie. Yep, he was the last one that died.
But yeah, we're bullshitting right now. We probably should end this, bro. We've been talking about something else.
Anyways, we love you guys. Thank you all for watching. We will see you all next time. Bye.
Yeah, you can say Excelsior.
Excelsior.